Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Glad you're with us today. Kyle Draper's not with us today. He should be back with us tomorrow. And we'll be coming to you from the Gold Rush Classic out at Rancho Murrieta. But today we have an interesting guest lineup. We're going to talk about 305 with Bay Area media legend Ray Rado. That any conversation with Ray can go any number of ways. Also today, Jerry Reynolds is going to join us just after 5, and Matt Verram going to join us 4:30. Host of the Matt Verram Show, of course, and he's an NFL guy, right, Jay? Big
running for SI now. You know, getting it in. I know I saw him at the Chiefs camp a couple of these last few days, which I almost canceled.
I thank you. Yeah, I saw that too, and I was wondering about that. The NFL season getting going tonight, the preseason. I know they had the Hall of Fame game last week, but tonight we got football, Jay. We got NFL football. We got a number of teams, including the Bengals, and I think the Raiders as well. They're actually going to play their guys in the first preseason game. What is that about? Is that a good idea?
Definitely. Why are we running from it?
Because it just increases the risk of injury, catastrophic injury to Joe Burrow. In your first game, you could get hurt. But to your point, the Bengals last year got off to a very bad start. They have kind of a bad habit of getting off to bad starts. So they're trying to avoid that by playing all their guys in the first preseason game. So good luck with that. The other teams, let's see. Anthony Richardson is supposed to play.
Start, right?
Mm-hmm. The Bengals were 1-3 over the first month last year. They were 2-2 to begin the 2022 season. So with those issues in mind, the Bengals are figuring, let's start everybody week 1, first quarter, and that'll make it more likely we'll get off to a good start when the games count. Good luck with that. I don't mind it. I get to watch Joe Burrow a little bit, as I know you will, Jay. You'll be watching, as I will, every NFL preseason game that's available to me.
Hey, listen, my brother, I'll let you, as my uncle used to say, it's your story. I'll let you tell it. Because that's your story. If you sitting there watching that football, get it in, bro. I like your shirt, though.
Oh, thanks.
I just looked over.
Oakland Oaks.
That's a nice little shirt there, my brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, like the crispness of the green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's the Oakland Oaks?
Oakland Oaks was the Oakland team in the ABA with Rick Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually know that. I just threw that out there.
I've had people mistake this for an Oakland A's shirt.
That's why I looked at it.
Yeah.
Oh, is that an Oakland A's shirt?
Yeah, that was the Oakland Oaks. They were kind of mimicking the Oakland A's at that time. So, yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Jay. I have a question for you. With football preseason starting, I threw this out on X. I don't know if I've gotten any response yet. What team do you think has the fewest fans in Sacramento? What NFL team? I don't have the answer. It's not a quiz or anything. Because, there are certain bars for certain teams you can go if you're a Vikings fan or like a Steeler fan.
Yep.
Or, some of the big name brand teams, you can have, there's a regular place you can go on Sundays and hang out with like-minded fans.
Yeah.
But there got to be some teams, Texans maybe. Chris Watkins and I talked about this a few years ago.
Okay.
Jacksonville? I don't know. What's your best guess?
The first initial 3 to the top of my mind was Jacksonville. Who in the hell likes the Jaguars?
Right.
Even people in Florida don't even like the Jaguars.
Yeah.
So Jacksonville was the first. Second was, and it was surprising, is the Arizona Cardinals. We're close to Arizona, or closer than a lot of states, but I can't remember a Cardinal fan in my life. I feel like I've never met a Cardinal fan in my life.
I used to work with one. It was an engineer, big Cardinal fan. I'm not sure
really
why. But I don't know if I've ever met a Carolina Panthers fan.
I've met some Panthers fans, yeah, because Charlotte is becoming a huge hub in our country, and it's a growing city, ever growing city.
Also, they had Cam, and they went to the Super Bowl recently.
Yeah. On top of that, so I've met Panther fans, especially like they have a couple of HBCUs right outside of Charlotte, and so I've had an opportunity to slide through there and check it out, but. Cardinals, Jags, I'm not gonna say Texans because Houston is huge, and I think you got some throwback. And of course, Houston's one of my second homes, so I know tons of Texans fans, especially when they jumped ship from Dallas or the Titans. And then the third team I thought about was just who you said, which is the Bengals. Like, who the hell likes the Bengals?
Oh, the Bengals they have a very strong fan base.
All right, cool.
I mean, they went to the Super Bowl recently, and they had a couple Super Bowl appearances. I bet you could find a few. Here's somebody on the text line.
2.
That's pretty good.
Not in Sacramento. I know of 2.
I got
and I know a couple of guys like Archer Hawkins. I used to work with Archer Hawkins, former wide receiver for the Bengals. They put on. But the only 2 I know is a close family friend, and he's from Cincinnati. And then the other one is a former radio host that I used to work with that's on the border of Ohio and the great Andy Furman.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Yeah, they are.
That still, I believe, is something of a Bengals fan being from back there.
Yeah.
Adrian Ross, our buddy.
Of course.
He used to play for him, but I don't know if he's a Bengals fan.
No, he is a fan. I literally just talked to AR a couple of days ago.
Okay.
2-3, for the bike ride I got coming up in September.
Good.
So, we're trying to lock in a few things, see if I can get some autograph material, mem from him.
Mm-hmm.
So I just hollered at him. But
good guy. He used to give me a lot of stuff. I got some Bengals stuff that he gave me.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
From the 916 on the text line, Chris Watkins is the only Vikings fan in Sacramento. That's not true.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Viking fans.
Yeah. They actually have a bar, a hangout, a lounge, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they definitely have a spot to go to.
I think all those teams that in the 70s and 80s and on were always in the playoffs, of course the Raiders because they're local, but the Steelers, and of course the Cowboys and the Vikings, teams like that, they still have fans kind of left over.
Yes.
Miami still has, because I think it gets passed down from generation to generation.
Right.
And the Vikings are one of those teams, even though Chris, never actually won a Super Bowl.
No doubt. Yeah. Those were the first 3. I've never met a Cardinals fan. And if I have, I can't remember them.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of working with people who, are affiliated with the Cardinals organization. Jags for sure. I've never met a Jaguar fan. And if I have, I'm mistaken. And I just don't see a lot of Bengal fans.
Mm-hmm.
I truly don't. I think you hear more Browns because, like you said, they have the history than the Bengals. They've been around longer.
If you are a fan of one of those teams, who do you want to talk to, Jay? An Arizona fan? If
sure.
you're a fan of Arizona Cardinals,
sure.
If you get a chance, give us a call, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We don't want to give you a hard time. Jay is not sure that you're out there.
Or a Jaguar fan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd say a Jaguar fan. Those are the 2, I think, and a Bengals fan.
Okay.
Give me those 3.
I used to work with a guy who used to work here at this station. His name was Grant Yamasaki. He was a really, really good high school basketball player in the area. And he was one of our producers. And he was a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. And he was also an Arizona Diamondbacks fan.
What? How?
And he was a real fan.
Because the Diamondbacks were good in the early 2000s?
I asked him, that's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Why is that? And he said, he was coming of age when both those teams were created. And he said, I just decided I
chose them.
Those are going to be my teams.
I could dig that.
Brand new teams.
Which brings me to another thing, and I can hijack this whole show because we've had this conversation before, but I feel it creeping up the back of my spine here a little bit, Whitey.
Yeah.
I have no love for a fan who's a Cowboy fan, a Laker fan, and a New York Knicks fan.
Mm-hmm.
I never could understand it. I just never could get it. Like if you're a Knicks fan, a Cowboy fan, and you like the Dodgers, how does that work? And then you're from Chicago. Nah, that don't work. I can't excuse that.
Okay, I'm not saying you should excuse it.
You better have a good reason.
I'm not saying it's a good reason, but it's because they're always on TV. And again, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's, you watch the games like, oh, they're on every week. They're really good. The Lakers win all the time. The Dodgers win all the time. Yay, that's my team.
Nah, see, you better be 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
If you're above the age of the 12 years old, if you're a teenager and above, you can't do. Nah, I'm not giving you no pass. Mm-hmm. This goes down to the adolescent. Now, unless you are, some kind of variation of a military brat, you've jumped around. Unless you're a variation of something like how you said, "Hey, my father was this fan and my mother was this fan and I split down the middle and I rebelled against both of them." Something I need a good explanation, and it better be about as long as a novel, because I'm not standing for you being a Knicks fan, a Cowboy fan, and a Dodger fan. That's just not what it is.
We have a text from Ramsey. First 3 words of the text, RJ, Ramsey sends a text. The first 3 words, of course, are "This is Ramsey." Says, "I know Cardinals and Jags fans." From the 916, not many Falcons fans outside of the ATL. Yeah, I was wondering about that too. But, Atlanta, they've been semi-interesting and halfway decent as recently as, the Dirty Bird and all that.
Yeah.
I think I know a few Atlanta.
I know a few ATL fans. Yeah. Down south, it gets sticky when you're talking to the Falcons fans. If you've ever had an opportunity to catch a football Sunday in Houston, Louisiana, or Georgia, there's a lot of crossover in between. When you're in Houston, you see a bunch of Saints fans, obviously because of Katrina, a lot of transplants, and then you see a lot of opportunity for Atlanta, especially in the urban community. There's definitely, I know tons and tons. Another part about it is you had a culture phenomenon like Mike Vick. I know tons and tons of Atlanta Falcons fans.
Let's see here. Getting some texts on Dodger fans. It's almost like Dodger fans feel like they need to explain. They feel guilty about being Dodger fans or something. So 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We're looking for fans of a couple of teams. And again, we're not looking to ridicule people for rooting for this team or that team, even if it is the Dodgers, Cowboys, we kid. But we're just wondering which team has the fewest fans here in Sacramento. We're thinking it's got to be Jacksonville. Are there Jags fans out there? Arizona Cardinals fans out there? We'd love to hear from you if you're a fan of one of those teams. Houston Texans, for example. We know you're out there. We don't hear as much about you as fans of all the other teams. So with the season getting underway here, the preseason, we're on search for some of these. We may have one, Jay. We may have located one.
No. See, this is what happened. You could get Joe on. I'll let him tell his story, and then I'll talk to Joe.
Joe, you're on with the Drive Guys. What's up?
Oh, well, I just wanted to say how I became a Cowboys fan. I was born in San Francisco, raised in the Bay. Now I live in Sacramento. But the greatest quarterback of all time besides Tom Brady is Joe Montana. The only Niners jersey I wear, and I'm a Cowboys fan. I used to be a Niner fan, but the reason why I switched, I was a kid. I didn't understand. I didn't comprehend why the Niners betrayed Joe Montana other than it was Steve Young's fault. So I started hating Steve Young. And then my uncle came from the South, so he came to town, started buying me Cowboys gear. Cowboys were winning, Cowboys were high. So that's when I said, Niners hurt my heart, so I'm going to go to the dark side. And I've been there ever since.
Well, thank you, Joe. That's really an interesting and very psychologically deep reason. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
I'm a Cowboy fan because I love Joe Montana.
And because there is some psychological aspect to it, I'm not going to jump on Joe. Because normally I'd fire it up, especially on a Cowboy fan, but I respect Joe. And I'm gonna let him live, as we like to say. I'm gonna let Joe live today, man. But what I'm saying, so there's no misunderstanding, is if you're from San Francisco, like Joe, he's from the city. If you're from the city and you like the New York Knicks, and then you like the Miami Dolphins, and then you like the Atlanta Braves, to me, that's just a no-no. To me, you're a front runner. You're whatever you want to call it. I'm not even going to put a tag to it, but I need an explanation of how that even happened.
By the way, Scott Navarro from he's one of our fine account executives.
Yep.
He says a lot of Dodger fans are passed down through generations, especially when the parents were Brooklyn Dodger fans.
Understandable.
Yeah. But I was chuckling because sometimes, Jay, when you get that tone, it's clear that you are in no way, shape, or form ever going to tolerate whatever it is you're going to tell us about. You get that, you're like, and look, if you are man, and you're a fan of the Heat or the Knicks, it's like I just know you mean business when you get that. But take that tone.
Are you following? Are you in the car with me though?
Right.
Are we riding together?
It's just I appreciate how passionate you are about it. It's not like, gee, I don't know why fans root for the Knicks. You're like, if you root
for the Knicks, and then you like the Dodgers,
right?
And all at the same time, you're a Chicago Bears fan. You better have hopped. Your family better be in the military, Air Force, and Green Beret. You better have jumped around the country and had a good reason, with the understanding of, like I said, people ask me this all the time. I always have to explain this. Growing up here, the Raiders were not in Northern California during my era when I fell in love with sports. And so the 49ers were the only local team. I attached to the 49ers. I was a baseball fan before anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was an A's fan. My loyalty belonged to Oakland at the time. We didn't have no sports minus basketball here. So you're born into the Kings situation. You are an A. I'm looking around. Well, you got to go with the city. You got to go with Frisco. So that's how I rocked and roll. But you need to have a story, a byline of why in the hell you like the Chargers, the Braves. You
need to have an excuse, and Jay has to sign off on it.
And Whitey, I said we're in the same car together, are we not?
From the 619, it's really interesting, some of the stories people have for why they ended up rooting for this team or that team. Grew up on Maui. We follow the island guys, lots of Chargers and Steelers fans because of Seau and Polamalu. I wouldn't have thought of that. That makes perfect sense. I appreciate that. From the 916, also a Kings fan, and I like the San Francisco Giants. That's okay, isn't it, Jay? I know you don't like the Giants, but that regionally makes a ton of sense. And I know we've talked about this before, I really have a hard time, frankly, tolerating on any level the split cap people. And growing up and going to, I went to the World Series, but just, the Bay Bridge series for years and years. Before the baseball season started, you'd have you'd have the Giants against the A's, and you'd have people wearing those split caps. And to me, Jay, that's very insulting and disrespectful and wrong.
Especially to the legends like yourself of the Bay Area who done put in time and put effort into the game.
Aside.
Yeah, man, come on now. That what that is? That's like, well, never mind. I ain't gonna say that. Yeah. I might get in trouble for that. I'm teetering on the edge right now.
I know you are.
Got me fired up here, brother.
Because he cares.
Yeah, you got me fired up.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Javier joins us on Sackdown Sports. How are you, Javi?
I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
Good. What do you got for us?
That's what's up. No, I just want to make it I'm born and raised in Stockton, man, but I'm a Miami Dolphins fan.
Uh-huh.
I'm a New York Yankees fan, and I'm a Sixers fan.
Javier, we got to have a combo, baby. Shouts out to the 209. You got to give it to me. How'd that happen?
Yeah. Bro, you know what? My family wasn't even in sports or nothing. They didn't, really show me nothing about that. Just growing up, the first football game I ever watched was I believe it was a strike year of the Dolphins playing against the Redskins. And it was before Dan Marino.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the spot was rooting for the Redskins, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, man, whatever, I'm gonna root for the Dolphins. We lost, but ever since then I just stayed a Dolphin fan.
I think your team was ahead, and then Riggins went on some big run for a touchdown. And
why are you bringing up bad stuff for Javi?
Because I was also rooting for the Dolphins in that game. I remember that game. Yeah. But then who else? You said.
And then the Sixers. I used to play CYO basketball, and we were the St. Mary's 76ers. So.
All right.
Ever since then, and then I love Dr. J. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
I'm 53 years old, man. And then baseball, it just. Hey, if you're gonna root for a baseball team, might as well root for the greatest win. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, see, we was following your story until you said that, Javi.
I already knew that was gonna bring it down, man. My bad, guys.
Well, real quick, Javi, you said you're from Stockton, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you from Stockton, 209, North side, South side. What side are you from?
Now, I grew up on the south side, but I currently reside on the north side.
Okay, we don't need to. Don't GPS yourself, brother. Don't Instagram yourself.
We don't need your
zip code. Your block. But how did you?
I don't want all kinds of crazy Giant fans coming after me.
Okay, right. I was going to say. So, how did you not connect locally, especially with your age bracket, with the 49ers? Were they not prevalent? Were they not in your eye, even though you, like you said, you didn't grow up?
No, like a lot of my friends and stuff, they were either Niners or Raiders, you know what I'm saying? And I just never followed the crowd, man. I just wanted to be me, you know what I mean? Pick something pick up something else.
Yeah.
Thank you, Javi.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Thanks for sharing that. That's interesting. Appreciate it. Take it easy. Yeah. Here's somebody from the 916 here talking about the fan who went from Joe Montana fan to a Cowboy fan.
Oof.
Strange. I don't think you're allowed to jump from the 49ers to Cowboys. The story made sense, and I get it, but I'm not sure you can do that.
He was a rebel with a cause.
Yeah.
Was that Joe, right?
Yeah. It's
Joe
like
said,
overcorrecting.
Yeah. I mean, you could have picked any other team in the league.
Right.
You jump over to the hated rival of that team, of that organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just it, man. You're not.
I think he'll come back someday. He'll come wandering back.
Well, I'll tell you this much. It's not like the Cowboys have had sustained success.
Right.
Most people could say that in the 49ers in the last 25 years, probably too. But I do think the 49ers have been awfully close on more occasion than the Cowboys. Maybe if the Jones family sells the team, then you're maybe allowed to jump back and forth, but not on my watch. Now that's my account versus the sports fan world account. Mm-hmm. But no, Joe's a Cowboy for life. You leave it up to me.
Gabriel on Sacktown Sports. Thanks for hanging. Gabe, if I may call you that. What's going on?
Hi, guys. First time caller. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for checking in. What's on your mind?
All right. So here's my story why I am a Cowboys fan, but not as much as I used to be. I grew up in a very conservative family where TV was a sin, and I saved enough money mowing my neighbor's lawn to buy one of those little pocket TVs. I go to Radio Shack on my bike, and the first thing I see on the TV is the Cowboys playing, and it was something about their uniform, the star, they had Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin. I was mesmerized, and I stood there for maybe the whole second half, hour and a half, watching the game. And I bought the little pocket TV for, I don't know what it was, from Radio Shack, like, $20, $30, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And I would watch, the Cowboys play on Sunday until my dad found out TV and smashed it with a hammer. But I just fell in love with their uniform. And then, last couple of years, I just stopped watching. I look at the score. I see they lose or they win. I'll watch the 5-minute highlight. But it's the girlfriend that keeps breaking your heart, and you keep going back to her. And I'm just tired of I used to punch the wall when they lose. They press, stay in the house. And these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to catch the ball. And I'm pissed off because the other guy caught the ball better than my guy. And I'm at home depressed. So I stopped watching as much, but that's why I fell in love. It's just that uniform that's starting at home there. I don't know. There's something about it.
Yeah, I get all that, Gabriel.
I understand that.
I think we might be able to convert Gabriel. Gabriel would totally understand.
Okay,
it's an amazing story.
Give me your pitch, baby. Give me your pitch right now, baby.
It sounds to me like you deserve to be a little dissatisfied with what the Star Hats have been giving you. It's not your fault. You've tried to be a good fan, and what have they given you? Nothing but misery and disappointment.
I went to the Cowboys game with my best friend. He's a Packers fan. When they were up, I think 21-3 at halftime, and then the second half they ended up losing. That's when Romo and Dennis Bryant back then. And I spent like $5,000 airplane ticket, hotel, food, a car ride. I spent $5,000 to watch them lose when I could have spent $20 at home with a pizza and a beer. And
you deserve better.
Well, let me couple things.
Seal the deal.
Yeah, no disrespect. First of all, you keep bad company because you got a Packer friend, so you should cut them from the second part. Second of all, just go ahead and call me Dr. Phil right now, because what I need you to do is take a seat. Sit back in your chair a little bit, look into the air,
relax.
Smell, relax.
Deep
if
breath.
You have a little harmonizing music, go ahead and do that. We got open arms here for you, brother.
We do.
As you said, it's like a scorned lover, a scorned significant other. We all know sometimes it's better to move on. Go ahead and cash in the divorce papers, Gabe. You can come see us down in Santa Clara,
yes,
and
sir.
We got our arms wide open for you.
Asked.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
I you know what? Before I watched the Cowboys play, most of the jerseys and the sweaters I had were all 49ers because I didn't know what I was wearing.
I love
all
you,
of my
brother.
young pictures growing up is all 49ers.
It sounds like you got a promise ring right in the back pocket, a promissory note ready to go, Gabe. We got nothing but love for you, baby.
You guys have been doing it over the past few years, so you guys keep it up.
All right, thank you, Gabe. Yeah, and give us a call. Another week or so, Gabe. We'll see how you're coming along. I think it's working, Jay. He's this close. We can bring him over. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Just finding out. We started out asking, are there any fans in this area, fans of teams like the Texans or the Panthers or the Jags? And we're ending up, people are sharing their stories of how they became fans of whatever team they root for. From the 209, nothing is worse than Draper going from the Cowboys to the Eagles. The amazing thing is that he just says it openly.
I think we should be able to run that conference and smash the Cowboys.
Sometimes he'll be talking about the Eagles and the Cowboys, and I'll think, wow, he used to be a Cowboy fan, but I don't want to bring it up. And he'll go, I used to be a Cowboy fan. Shh.
The one that gets me is when he's like, I love the Lakers.
Yes.
When I was growing up.
Yes.
I told one time, I think off the air, I text Drapes. I said, if you say that one more time, he bust up laughing. And you're like, what are you laughing about? Yeah, that's against the grain. That is it. First of all, you're a Cowboy to flip back to an Eagle. They're hated rivals.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, and this is the coldest part, I get when you jump around and you have skin in the game like he does, and you work for the Celtics and you work for the Kings, you automatically adopt that family wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
But it had to be frustrating a little bit for him to get that job with the Celtics and then have to root against his beloved Lakers.
Yes.
Also, Whitey, real fast, because I'm on one right now. I don't need 90,000 Cowboy fans to call in and tell us your story why you became a fan of that terrible team. Because you see what happens?
It was just the opposite of what I was hoping to get.
We open up the lines, and what
Safe
happens?
Space for fans of teams that don't have many fans, and instead, I'm a Cowboy fan.
Man, I understand. Next thing you know, we're going to hear as a Cowboy fan is, we got hope. This is the year. This is the year.
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We'll come back with more on that. Also, a quick look at how the rules are going to be different this year in the NFL. I know I touched on this a few weeks ago, but there was one new rule that I missed, and it's unbelievable, and we've got that for you when we come back. Jay and Whitey, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
The Drive Guys.
925. Braun has not lived up to his end of the bargain. Fake bubble ring is a joke.
Is that Daryl Morey's burner?
Would you want LeBron to join Sabonis to finish his career where he started?
Kings fans, would they want LeBron right now? Right now.
You can listen to the Drive Guys Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube and the Sacktown Sports app.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Experience the excitement of Sacramento Rivercats baseball at Sutter Health Park. From thrilling plays on the field to fun in the stands with family and friends, Rivercats baseball is for everyone. Enjoy lively entertainment all season long, the best ballpark food around, some of the finest views of the city, and baseball memories with the Sacramento Rivercats to last a lifetime. Grab your tickets now at rivercats.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avery-Anna. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hot Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Top 100 teacher and PGA Master Professional Kelly Stenzel offers some short game rules in Golf Magazine. 1. Stay still while putting. 2. Lean into chips with weight slightly forward during the shot. 3. For less distance, use a shorter swing and narrower stance. 4. Hit the ground to get true launch. Make a divot to get the ball in the air. 5. To hit a great bunker shot, dig your feet into the sand. 6. Swing length controls natural speed. Swing and stroke should be relatively equal back and through in size and rhythm. 7. Pivot for pitches so the clubhead glides underneath the ball, launching it high with spin. 8. Write it down. Calibrate your short game and put it on paper. Having some basic guidelines and a plan for your short game can make a huge difference without having to always rely on feel. Look for the full story at golf.com. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Saturday, August 9th, it's the Night of Champions at Stockton 99 Speedway. Meet past champions during the exclusive autograph session. Then, buckle up for pro late models, mini stocks, and more. Tickets start at just $20. Get yours now at Stockton99.com. Be there.
Live and local. It's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
The NFL preseason starts tonight. I know they had the Hall of Fame game, but that's almost a separate category. We got multiple games tonight. So we're talking about how you became a fan of the team that you're a fan of. It started, we were looking for fans of teams like Carolina and Arizona and Jacksonville, because we were wondering how many are out there. But then people started calling us stories about how they started rooting for this team or that team, and not just football teams. We have this. See if you can guess who this is.
Okay, let me hear.
This is someone you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Pardon me 1 second here.
Do your thing. This better not be Kyle Draper.
It is not.
Okay.
I was a Red Sox fan because I was a huge Nomar fan. Still am.
Yeah.
Had to stop, though, after ownership bashed Terry Francona on his way out. Also, ownership cared more about their soccer team, Liverpool, who I absolutely hate as a Manchester City fan.
Yeah.
And you know who that is.
Absolutely. That's the great Chris Rely.
CV.
You know, the man behind the plan.
Uh-huh.
See, you know what? CV might got a little explaining to do, too, now that I think about it. Because
you mean how he became a Nomar fan?
Well, no, not a Nomar. I get it. You are a fan of that player, so you rock with that team. He dropped the flag on the Red Sox. He hasn't picked up another baseball team to the best of my knowledge. I think he's kind of out on baseball.
Yeah.
So no problem. But I do know
He's too
CV.
cool to like baseball.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. CV is a Notre Dame guy, or used to be. I think he still
really?
is a Notre Dame guy. A Red Sox, a King. I don't think he has a football team. He's not really in on it. Well, I guess he doesn't know, because that's a little different.
See, but that fits.
Manchester United, that's across the pond.
Yeah.
That's different.
He's the type of guy that's very eclectic.
He is.
He's not
Absolutely.
going to root for teams the way other people root for teams, you know?
He's a rebel with a cause.
Yeah, he just sees things his own way.
Yeah, see, the one I will give a pass to this. If you are a fan of a player, which CV is, love Nomar Garcia-Parra. Heck of a guy, too, but heck of a ball player, by the way. But
Mm-hmm.
And if you rock
he
with
played
him,
for the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken, for a while.
yeah, but I think he
got to take that into account.
I do. It wasn't his fault, though. You know, it wasn't like he chose the Dodgers.
Well, didn't he? Have to double check.
No, if I'm not mistaken, he was traded to them too. Because remember now, you also got to balance it out because he was an Oakland A.
I remember talking to him in the A's clubhouse, and I felt
Yeah.
bad because like no one on the team was talking to him. Maybe it was just
Why not?
I don't know, but I remember noticing that. I thought, that's weird. Maybe that everyone. It was spring training. Maybe people were doing other things.
Yeah, them cats are being weird.
Yeah.
Nomar's a good dude.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that too is, see, I can understand the Notre Dame fandom. College football definitely, just like like NFL, has logos, have top flight schools. Call them organizations at this point. The Notre Dames, the Michigans, the Texas, the Florida States. The Cows, the USCs, the Alabamas now, the Oklahomas. Like, those people stick out. Georgia, Clemson. I understand why people attach themselves to those type of schools, because in college football, especially around here, who we rooting for? San Jose State, Fresno State,
right?
Sac State,
yeah,
UC Davis. For a long time, some of these schools didn't even compete on the highest level.
ARC,
home of the Beavers.
Yes, sir.
Shouts out to my guy Andy Harris. But yeah, it so I can understand the college movement, and I also understand rocking with Nomar, cutting him down. Now I think CV is just a Manchester City and a wrestling guy.
Yeah, I used to wonder why
Kingston.
the ARC, why they called themselves the Beavers. And I was walking my dog near a creek there one time. It was October and the first rains were coming. And there was this odd woman there and she's kind of creeping around the trees. And I heard a splash and she goes, oh, there it was. Did you see it? It's a beaver. But I think it might have just been a squirrel that fell in the water. I don't know. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Art's been hanging on. Hey, Art, you're on with the Drive Guys. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Who's your team? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a Laker fan. I grew up in the 707.
Okay, say it backwards.
Yep, there you go. Upside down, laugh out loud. But and then I'm a Niner fan and a Giants fan. But I grew up with the Lakers because watching Showtime was just the best. And the Warriors and the Kings were not the best teams out there.
I don't know how old you are, Art. Do you remember the game where the Kings were down there and it was the Showtime Lakers and they were up 40-4? Do you remember that game?
I do not remember that.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty brutal. It was 40-4 at one point. Yeah.
And then also with Jay talking about the college team, I'm a Michigan Wolverines fan. I grew up watching Desmond Howard, and it was just, when he just played, it was just electric. So I was just seen him play Notre Dame one time, and I just jumped on the bandwagon.
Have you ever thought about, maybe I've outgrown my Laker fandom? Have you ever thought about maybe moving on or moving closer to home with your favorite team? Just a question.
Never that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Art. There you go. From the 707, the seat of all knowledge and wisdom. A Laker fan because of the Showtime Lakers. I don't have to tell you, Jay. That was a long time ago. Things have changed a lot.
I wasn't even born
then.
some of those years myself.
Really?
Yeah. That's
I tried.
Yeah, you did, man. Shouts out to the 7.
Yeah. Peter joins us here. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Hey, Peter, how are you?
Hey, guys, great. And just a quick story. So I grew up in Alameda, and way back in the day when the Raiders were they were right there in Oakland. And my best friend lived next door to Dave Casper.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And,
the Ghost.
And Snake would come over all the time. And we would wait, and he would throw a Nerf football. He'd pull over in this Cougar, this long 2-door Cougar, and we'd all his little 10-year-old knuckleheads would be waiting, and then we'd throw him the Nerf, and then Snake would go back and bomb a ball to us. And I could tell you to this day, a ball from Ken Stabler bounced off my head. All right, and then so sad story. I had a great time with these Raider guys. And then they left.
Yeah.
And then this guy named Joe and Jerry got together.
Oh.
And I've never looked back, guys. I'm a hardcore Niner fan now, and it is what it is.
Attaboy, Pete.
Yeah. Well, you did the smart thing. You made the right move.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate that. Speaking of the Raiders and the 49ers, I think I can identify the moment when the Raiders lost their edge, when they weren't the Raiders anymore. So I used to do a radio show in the Bay Area. Dwight Clark was on once a week, and Dwight Clark said this was soon after the Raiders first moved down there. And I know they had some success in L.A. L.A. Raiders were legit. But Dwight Clark said, the Raiders always had that huge rivalry, the 49ers and the Raiders. And he said he lines up, line of scrimmage, and Lester Hayes is opposite him. Lester Hayes.
Great Lester Hayes.
Says Lester Hayes looks over at him and goes, how you doing, big guy? And Dwight Clark was like, this is Raiders. This is Lester Hayes going,
right.
How you doing, big guy? That was the moment where the Raiders lost their edge.
It was it?
Yes.
It was over.
They win Hollywood right there.
Sunset Boulevard.
Yes.
Okay. Studio 54.
I couldn't believe it.
Damn.
Lester Hayes looks over and goes, how you doing, big guy? During the game.
Hey, life is a little easier down here in L.A., baby, than it is in the town. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Huey P and all them boys out there. And Oakland is rough right now.
Right.
We move on down to La La Land, and it feels a lot greater. Man.
On the text line from the 209, I'm a diehard Packers fan. I became a fan. He says fan owner because the fans have.
Okay, that boy.
How about this reason, Jay? I became a fan because around 85, 86, my older brother was a front-running little B-word Bears fan.
Okay.
He asked me who my favorite team was, and I asked him, who do the Bears hate? The rest is history. Go, Pack, go.
Now that I can get with. That's what I'm saying. It has to accompany a story.
Yeah.
Something like that is accountable. You're from, Northern California, I think, maybe. But at the same time, rebel with a cause.
That is the second story I've heard just like that.
Yes.
Because there was a guy that you'd probably know, a big name in radio. I don't want to say his name. I'll tell you off the air. He was behind the scenes programmer type. And he would come to work every game Friday during the NFL season in Steeler stuff. I mean, a big time Steeler fan.
Okay.
Every Friday, just wearing Steelers, head to toe, Steelers gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked him, how'd you get to be such a Steelers fan? He said, well, there was always the Cowboys and the Steelers, and my brother loved the Cowboys, and I hated my brothers.
So I went Pittsburgh.
I was a Pittsburgh Steeler fan.
I can get with that. Yes, I can get with that because the one part about that is two things to that. Excuse me. First of all, you did it for a cause. There was something behind it, right? And then the second part of it is the loyalty you have consistently shared with that team. You've rolled it out.
Yeah.
So how could I possibly say, well, just because you're from, Arizona, you have to be a Cardinal fan? That's not what I'm saying. I just need to get a story on, like Chris Verlaad, like that gentleman or young lady right there is saying. Give me the backdrop to why you like the Braves and why you like, and who was that? Javier called in. He said, hey, listen, I'm born and raised in Stockton. First team I ever saw was this person. Then I love Dr. J. I played YMCA or Salvation Army hoop. I was a 76er, so I kept it going that way.
Right.
Give me some story behind it, even though at the last part he did say, well, I did pick the best baseball team out there, so I just rock with them.
Yeah, I love the stories, but let's face it, we still haven't found a Cardinal fan or a Jags fan or a Texans fan or a Panthers fan. Maybe we'll do that coming up here. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. And we got Ray Rado just after the top of the hour. We'll come back with that and also a look at some of the rules that have changed in the NFL, including one that Jay's not going to believe me, but we'll get to that coming up on Sacktown Sports.
The Allen Styles Show.
But it's very simple. Jonathan Kuminga is sitting there saying, y'all wasted my time for 4 years. Now I'm going to waste your time. I'm going to waste your time now. You thought that your time was more valuable than my time.
You can listen to the Allen Styles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, Start with Stable.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the biggest selection, the best prices, and unbeatable customer service. Check them out online, SacSuperstore.com, for the guaranteed lowest price on Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Open until 10 o'clock and right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. SacSuperstore.com.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Drapes and Whitey. Whitey and Drapes. You know the pair, the Drive Guys.
Drapes should be back with us tomorrow. We'll be doing the show tomorrow from the Gold Rush Classic, Rancho Murrieta. Drapes going to play golf. I got invited to play today, by the way.
I'm not even going to touch that down because I already know what you did.
Well, it's like...
You said no, right?
Yeah.
Turned it down.
Yeah.
May I ask who asked? Who invited you?
I'll tell you later. It was nice.
Okay.
I appreciate the invitation.
When's the last time you got around then, big time?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Been a while. Yeah.
May I ask why you continue to turn down invites to the links?
I'm not in shape to play. I mean, it'd be like pretty brutal.
Embarrassment.
I gotta gear up for it a little bit. I haven't done that. You know, sometimes people are like, "Hey, you want to play Saturday?"
Yeah.
I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah. Okay. I respect that. I respect. You know your limitations.
Yeah.
You gotta touch the green a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta get the swing back in game shape. Sometimes maybe it's better not to do that. You know, sometimes maybe it's better just grab the club and let it fly.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, 510 Frank is back
on
the text line. And we'll get to the phones in just a moment here. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We started our show looking for fans of teams like the Jags and the Texans and the Arizona Cardinals. Another team, Jay, Tennessee Titans. I don't know how many Tennessee Titans fans there are out there, but we ended up hearing a number of stories from people telling us how they became fans of the teams that they root for. 510 Frank says, forever a Packers fan, grew up in a 49er house, became a Packers fan just in spite of my brother and sister. To me, Favre is the GOAT and owned the Niners in the late 90s.
Who said that?
510 Frank.
Man, 510 Frank, he must be a San Francisco Giants fan.
You ever heard of the Catch 2?
He must be high off that sea salt.
Steve Young to Terrell Owens? Touchdown 49ers?
He must be blinded by the strong sense of the garlic fries at the Oracle.
Uh-huh. January 3rd, 1999, 49ers 30, Packers 27?
Talk to him,
That
Mike.
is not ownage, Frank. That does not constitute ownage.
Don't make me text T.O.
But thank you for sharing the story. That's not ownage.
No, not at all.
Jeff joining us here on Sacktown Sports. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Thanks for hanging.
I'm good, Whitey. I'm
So glad that you're back on the airwaves here, man.
I appreciate
Best thing that's happened to local radio, man.
Thank you, Jeff.
Hey, I always catch, because I'm the biggest NorCal homer there is in terms of sports, and I always will be, born and raised here, 5th generation California, but I am a dyed-in-the-wool Red Sox fan. And I'm like, people give me bad time about it all the time, but I have it's got such an organic start that I'm proud to tell the story and why I'm a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, we'll be the judges of that, Jeff. That's right. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. In 1975, man, I was a little kid being raised by my grandparents. We lived in a big farmhouse out on the river, and we watched every Dodgers game because my grandfather was a Dodgers fan. He was born in L.A., huge Dodgers fan. And that year, the Cincinnati Reds, big red machine, happened to edge out the Dodgers to go to the to the World Series. And we watched that last series against the Reds. We hated the Reds. We hated Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, and all those guys. We just hated them, all clean cut.
Cesar Geronimo. Yeah,
right. All those guys, man. And so it turned out that we continued the playoffs into the World Series, and I was going to root against the Reds no matter what. And that's where I met the Red Sox, the Boston Red Sox, 1975. Man, the first thing I remember about that is Luis Tiant.
Yeah.
Awesome pitcher with incredible movement on the ball, and he would turn his back completely to the plate.
El Tiante, yes.
Yeah, and then he whirl around, and I remember him striking Pete Rose. Pete Rose didn't know what to make of it. And then they had another pitcher. His name was Bill Lee.
Spaceman. Yep.
Up there talking to himself, hitting himself in the head. And there's just such characters on this team. Carlton Fisk, Jim Rice, Fred Lynn, Dwight Evans, all these guys that I just fell in love with that team. And it was like, I didn't even have a choice, man. After that was my team forever. And it's been my team, and I can't believe I've gotten to see him win a World Series.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Your patience was rewarded.
I grew up, had a son, and he became a Red Sox fan. And I remember when they won their first World Series since 1918, he was like, "Oh, finally, the pain is over."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Man, you don't even know suffering. What are you talking about?" But that's how Sacramento boy became to be all the time.
Yeah,
a Red Sox fan.
Gotcha, Jeff. Thank you. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, that was quite a team, and I know we're going way back, and a lot of people are like, I don't recall that, but that was a tremendous World Series. It was one of the greatest World Series of all time. The Reds and the Red Sox. I remember Bill Lee threw a pitch. There used to be a pitch way back in the 50s called an eephus.
Yeah, the eephus pitch.
Just a blooper ball. And it was eephus ain't nothing, and that pitch ain't nothing. And Bill Lee threw one to Tony Perez in the World Series. And, Jay, I don't think it's come down yet. He's just like, bloop, catch it by surprise, boom, goodbye. Yeah, but that was quite a team. That was quite a series.
Very
I
true.
didn't care for the Reds.
Run here
either.
to see it.
Yeah, I know. I got you. I got you. Ali on Sacktown Sports. Hello, Ali. How are you?
Good, buddy. How you guys doing?
Good. What do you got for us?
Nothing. I just want to say I moved here from Iran in 1997, and I was a big Michael Jordan fan back in the day, and I was a big Chicago Bulls fan. And then when I got to Sacramento, I got introduced to Sacramento Kings, and since then I've been a diehard Kings fan after Michael Jordan and all that. And then also 1990, I didn't know football, obviously, from outside of the U.S. and football's not that popular, but when I got here, I started watching football a little bit. I kind of fell in love with it. I didn't have a team till like 1999. I kind of educated myself how the game works and everything.
Yeah.
And,
can we hear him, Jay?
About the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
And I started watching the Titans back in Eddie George and McNair and all those guys. I started watching slowly, and I went to Super Bowl and all that. And then since then, I haven't missed a game. I've always been a suffering Titans.
A Tennessee Titans fan.
Man.
Ali. Thank you, Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to suffer remote, bro.
Yeah, thank you. And the phone was going through a compressor.
Man,
there.
Sound like Ali was in a Ferrari.
He was riding a tractor. Yeah, forklift. But yeah, there you go. We finally
got a Titans fan, baby. Shouts out to Ali.
Yeah,
representing. For a squad.
Yeah.
You don't see so many Titans fans.
That was a great team. Our buddy Lo Neal was on that.
Yes. Man, you don't you rarely see the Titans thrown up, as part of your emblem of the fandom, Chris Henry style.
Lo Neal was the guy that he was involved, I think, in the Music City Miracle. But you remember they lost that Super Bowl to the Rams,
right?
Because I think it was Steve McNair, whoever it was, they were going to score a touchdown.
Yep.
And a guy named Mike Jones tackled him on the 1 yard line.
Correct.
The game ended. So years later, and I got to know him a little bit. Lorenzo Neal, really nice guy. And I was doing a Warrior thing at that station at night, and I knew that he was going to be in the next morning doing his morning show. So before I left, on every one of the monitors, because I wasn't sure where he was going to sit on the computers, I put up a picture of.
Was that Kevin Byard? Who was that got tackled?
Yeah, I don't remember who. It was Mike Jones made the tackle that kept the Tennessee Titans from winning the Super Bowl.
So you
I
had
put that on every monitor. Yeah, and then years later, I ended up doing a show with him, and I said, I don't know if you ever knew this, and he goes, I wondered who did that.
Dang, you a cold piece.
That's the kind of relationship we had.
You a cold piece. Let me tell you. Let me be the first one to tell you. I should get Lo Neal on right now.
Do it.
Just to say some bad words towards you. No,
he's a good guy.
He is.
He's one of those really tough guy
yeah.
who has nothing to prove, but if he wanted, he could snap you like a twig.
Yeah, he's put together, no doubt about it.
He's a great player.
Man, how many Tennessee Titan fans do you know?
One.
Ali?
Yeah.
I know a handful.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, I know a handful, but yeah, they're rare.
Mm-hmm.
They're rare because we don't focus in that area,
right?
Know? But yeah, for sure.
It's funny when at least it seems to me, when we talk about teams that don't have many fans, we go right to the AFC South and the NFC South.
Yeah,
there's a lot of maybe it's regional here, but there's this, some of those teams, Carolina, Jacksonville.
How I take it is I've had the opportunity to live in Texas. I've had the opportunity to work on national radio for multiple years. And I just try to go off my experiences. I can't to this time. And I know I've probably come across one. Unless you're in the state of Arizona, I honestly have never heard anybody say I'm an Arizona Cardinal fan.
Jay's dropping the gauntlet. If you're a Cardinal fan, we'd love to hear from you.
And
Safe space. We're not making fun of anybody for who you root for.
That's right. And I can't remember a Jaguar fan in my life either.
Mm-hmm.
Who in the hell is a Jaguar fan?
I might be able to get one on for you, Jay.
Oh, you know one?
Yeah, my buddy, like I was telling you, Grant Yamasaki.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So we've got that coming up. Also, Ray Rado, Northern California sports legend, is going to join us just after the top of the hour. It's a drive, guys. Glad you're with us on Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Hagen Oaks Cutting Edge Putter Fitting Studio offers you more technology, more choices, and more service. Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. With $30,000 worth of state-of-the-art technology ready for your fitting, Hagen Oaks will help you make your best putting stroke while finding the best putter design, shape, hosel, length, and loft for your game. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for more.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avery-Anna. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hot Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Real quick baseball note, as I mentioned, we got the great Ray Rado coming up in just a few moments. But the Athletics were victorious today in D.C., 6-0. The A's win. Soderstrom hit a home run. And speaking of the A's, there's an opinion piece in the Nevada Journal. I have to check which publication it was in. But there's an interesting opinion piece today in one of the Nevada websites saying that people in Las Vegas now that want to see the stadium built, they're getting a little worried about it, Jay. The person who wrote the piece says, John Fisher keeps saying there's nothing to worry about, but the more you look at the facts, the more it looks like there may be something to worry about as far as them actually getting that thing built.
I like it.
Uh-huh.
I like it. Oh, matter of fact, who was that? Do you have it in front of you, sir?
I have it here somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll get it for you.
Go ahead and text me that name. I might get them on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling disrespectful right now.
Yeah. Basically, they're saying that the price keeps going up.
Right.
And John Fisher is still having a hard time finding investors, which he'll need to find in order to fill that funding gap.
Void.
And as the economy in Vegas continues to struggle, the price goes up. You still got, it's the smallest stadium in baseball if it gets built, but 33,000 fans, and you've got fewer people going into Vegas. So it becomes theoretically a less sound investment. So some people there are going, yeah, they might not get this thing done.
Yeah, well, we've heard all along it's going to take a whole hell of a lot of private money to get it done. And that's been my reservation for the A's moving is it's hard to imagine someone who has been as frugal, who has been as cheap as John Fisher is and has been, to come out his pocket and spend that type of money. And as you said, if you can't garner the investment, you can't garner the backing, which they've tried. They've thrown it in the air a few times and say, we've got promissory notes from a bank and, I'll pay it myself. The last few months we've heard that the San Jose Earthquakes are up for sale. It doesn't seem like the value of the Earthquakes move the needle to the best of, I think their ability to Fisher Corporation, Inc., INC. And so it's an interesting dilemma if you are a A's fan, if you are a baseball fan, and definitely if you have some skin in the game when it comes to, how you're operating over in Nevada.
Yeah. Michael Schaus is the gentleman.
Let's get him on.
Schaus.
All right.
Opinion. Should we be worried about the A's stadium? He's basically saying, as I just summarized, he's saying, yeah, John Fisher says, don't worry, but you look at things. Well, there's reasons maybe to worry about this thing. So
you worried? In a good way?
Yes.
I should say maybe in a good way, right?
I am.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's waiting for someone to ride to the rescue or some miracle to occur or for baseball to ride to his rescue. I don't know. And I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah. For a long time, I've said that the sport of MLB wants to be in Vegas, especially before the NBA comes riding in on the high horse. I still believe that. I think the one out for him is this. or two, there's really two outs. Someone purchases the A's and say, because you've already have the framework, I don't have to go through the framework of it being done. I'll just keep it that way. And really, I'll treat it as an investment and we'll figure it out. Or what I've always believed all along is baseball will cover up the black eye. They will together, commissioner's office, ownership group, and they will say, man, you got to get the hell up out of here, but we're going to make it happen. You're going to get the money. But after a couple of years in Vegas, when it's all said and done, it's that lease to own type of feel. But I truly think they would make it happen and then push him out.
Yeah, I could see. I've been assuming something like that may happen as well. But I could see how baseball owners might look at the changing economics in Vegas and at some point say, well, I don't know if it's worth it. Michael Schaus writes that as cost estimates continue to rise, the likelihood of someone coming to Fisher's rescue does not get better. Anyone looking to purchase shares of the franchise are going to expect serious growth in the brand. And as time goes by, that's something that looks increasingly difficult with economic headwinds on the horizon and an alienated fan base in the present. As an investor, none of this really screams out good deal. So it's all being held up as John Fisher searches for new investors. They might not be coming. And I know we got a long ways to go. There's only maybe like the fourth inning of this whole saga. But right now, the chance of John Fisher and the A's pulling this together and actually moving successfully to Vegas are much slimmer than they used to be. We got a special guest here who's going to join us in just a moment. Ray Rado wrote for years and years for the San Francisco Chronicle. He's written for a number of these blogs, I guess. I guess they have those now. And of course, he was a Bay Area radio legend for many, many years. And if you have any questions before we bring Ray on, if you have any questions for him on the text line, please let him fly. Ray is the biggest fan of the text line.
I've heard otherwise.
Ray
Sources tell me something
like
different.
Very few people love the text line. Here he is, Ray Rado. How are you, Ray?
Do you guys have a text line that nobody uses? Because that's my favorite.
How are you, sir? It's been a long time. What are you up to these days that you're willing to share with us?
Oh, let's see. Other than running guns for the Mexican cartel, I'm largely working at defector.com, the finest website in the world, and avoiding my phone at all costs.
Yes.
This is one of the rare times I actually have it near me.
I know. We're very flattered that we got you on. We were just talking about John Fisher and everything going on or not going on with the A's and a move to Vegas. Do you think, Ray, the A's ever make it to Vegas?
I'm skeptical because I still haven't seen a hole in the ground. I mean, you're not building anything till you start putting pieces of wood together and nailing them. And I haven't seen any of that yet. I haven't seen a sensible explanation of how they're going to pay for any of this, because if we know John Fisher, he is a guy who makes sure that somebody else is footing the bill. And the other thing is, I think that at some point the economy is going to just kick him right in the butt. And just say, you know what? Government money ain't there anymore. I mean, I know they're on the hook for 350, but I refuse to believe that Fisher's going to come up with the other 1.65 billion or whatever it is. He's going to go back to the state legislature, and I have a feeling that state legislature is going to tell him to fly a kite. So I would say, Vegas loves to build stuff, so I'd say it's about 2-1 against right now.
Ooh, yeah,
it's good.
crumbling.
Yeah, that's
Jay,
what I'm
it's
talking
crumbling.
about. Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Ray, let me follow that up with the form of this, because this is a conversation that we've consistently had throughout this whole movement of the A's. Where's the blame lie for the San Francisco Giants organization and what happened with the A's, or what is happening with the A's?
I say remarkably little, because if Fisher and the previous owners like Steve Schott like that had spent any time trying to cozy favor with the other owners, which is what you have to do if you want to get something this momentous done, whatever the Giants wanted wasn't going to matter. But you have to make the case yourself. You can't wait for Bud Selig to do it for you or Jerry Reinsdorf to do it for you. And as an organization, the Giants do not have that kind of clout in the commissioner's office because they don't have the most money. So this, to me, is all about A's ownership failing to do the simple due diligence required when you want people to do you a favor. You have to come up with 3 favors you're willing to do them. And they never even tried to canvass the other owners. You know, they just, oh no, they'll just do it for us because we're pretty. And I mean, you've seen Fisher. Judge for yourself.
Ray Rado with us. And Ray, as you know very well, baseball has kind of bent over backwards trying to accommodate some of John Fisher's quote unquote vision. They waived a relocation fee many, many years ago. How come the owners, it seems like they have never pushed back on Fisher's mismanagement of this A's location situation? They've been basically letting him do whatever he wants to do, or so it seems. Why is that the case?
Because owners want to be able to say when their turn comes that, hey, you guys took care of Fisher. And when we say took care of Fisher, they haven't gotten in the way of this because largely this is not a move that makes a lot of sense because you're moving to basically a suburb of hell. It's going to be 110 every day.
Yeah.
Secondly, there is no indication from anybody I know who lives in Vegas that there is a hue and cry for a baseball team. So, you know, there's the minute they get there, people are going to go, why would I do that? I mean, the majority of Raider crowds is people from out of town. And nobody's going to fly in from Pittsburgh for a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday series to see the Pirates. I mean, the math just doesn't work that way.
Right.
But they don't want to be told when when their own mismanagement comes to bite them in the butt that, well, no, we're not going to help you. They take care of themselves first. It's not really about the health of the baseball team. They want to be able to have their own stock voted for when their time comes. It's just tactics.
Joined by the legendary Bay Area sports figure Ray Rado. Ray, I'm switching the gears here a little bit as we're in a stalemate up here in Sacramento, and it seems like with Joe Lacob and Mike Dunleavy and the Golden State Warriors, what's your take on just the whole, on the outside looking in and maybe the inside looking out, on just this whole movement with the Warriors and what they're doing with Jonathan Kuminga?
I think they want to keep Kuminga. And even though Kuminga wants to go, I don't know that there is a happy trade with the Kings that makes immediate sense for Golden State. I think they view this as, we're going to have Kuminga for one more year, and we'd rather have him than not, unless the Kings come up with a package that overwhelms us. And I don't think the Kings either have done that or can do it. You know, I think there'd have to be other teams involved, but I think their view is they don't owe Kuminga anything. Mm-hmm. You know, his check comes every 2 weeks like clockwork, and they know that he's not going to all of a sudden stop playing just because he wants to get out. He knows that every time he takes the floor, it's a new referendum on what other teams would like to have him. And the fact that nothing has happened on any of this with any team, let alone the Kings, tells me that the market for him is softer than everybody thought it was.
Yeah. Ray Rado with us from he writes for the Infector currently.
No, who told you that?
For the Defector, of course.
Listen, you hyena.
Ray Rado, an iconic Bay Area, Northern California sports writer. Is there a split there? Is Steve Kerr like, I can't play this guy? He doesn't fit what we want to do, and he's not good at the things that we need him to do, and he's not interested in getting better at it. And then Lacob's like, no, this is our 2-timeline guy. He's our future. He could still be a superstar. Are the Warriors split just internally on how valuable he is to them? Kuminga, that is? Yeah, no?
No, one of the things that you can say for Lacob is that no matter what desires he might have, he tends to defer to the basketball people. I mean, he got talked out of, trading for Kevin Love at a time when he was really hot for him. And he's not shown any indication that he starts, demanding his way. So I think they're all of one mind about him, which is overwhelm us with a deal. And there is not an indication that there's a deal that's happening out there. I think they believe in the end that Kuminga may be disgruntled, but he won't be a guy who pouts and doesn't try because that only hurts his value.
Yes.
So I think they're willing, if need be, to keep him another year and then lose him for nothing if they have to, because their window with Curry and Green is closing, and Butler too. I should include him. It's not going to stay open very much longer. So I think they're viewing having Kuminga as a huge roll of the dice unless somebody wants to pave their future for him. And so far, I haven't seen that that's happening.
That's interesting because I worked at a station with Ray, and I was part-time and he was full-time, but I got to work with him some. And that whole thing of management thought that he wouldn't pout and he would try. That's what they thought about Ray, but they were wrong. He did pout, and he really didn't give a damn. Is that accurate, Ray?
No, it's not accurate, and I hate you more. In fact, if you can take Whitey out into the hallway and beat him for about 40 minutes, I'd be eternally indebted to you. No, I don't think he has pouted. When he's played hard.
Yeah.
What he doesn't do or can't do is do what they really wanted to do, which is play without the ball, which is be a little bit of a hybrid between the big guys they used to have, like Bogut, JaVale McGee, people like that, who set screens, rim protect, the grunt work.
Jay, did you know?
He's got more game, but he doesn't want to do any grunt work. He wants to be the center of attention.
Did you know?
And the truth is, not on this team, not with these guys.
Yeah, pardon me, Ray, but did you know, Jay, Ray has been a basketball college, I think, official. So I mean,
You know the game, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, inside and out, not outside to in.
Right.
Come on now. What's your what's your call for traveling? Do you hop, skip, and a jump, or you stay stable? And how's your travel call?
Well, given that I refereed a long time ago and I'm less mobile, I'd probably do it from a deck chair now.
Yeah. Ray, and I know we've been all over the place with you. Can I ask you a football question, NFL
I'm going to follow it up too.
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to ask you about, this whole NFL, ESPN, whatever it is. And the NFL, of course, and ESPN say, this is great for fans. You've got ESPN now is taking over NFL media. Is there anything about this that you can see that is actually good for fans?
It's fine for fans right up to the point where they start billing you.
Yeah.
Because nothing's going to be cheaper. And in fact, it's going to be more expensive. It's going to get to the point, I think, where a lot of people who cut the cord, if they want to be, if they want to watch a fair amount of sports, they might have to call the cable people and reattach. Because I don't know how many streaming services you feel like subscribing to, but I think we're close to about it being equal as expensive to have cable as not have cable. And this deal only makes it worse. The real impact, though, I think, is that when you see what's supposed to be a news report on something regarding the NFL, you have to view it with even more suspicion than usual, because there is no network that has a property with which they have a deal that ever looks hard at the property. Right. They tend to shy away from it. And it's not the reporters who do that. It's the assignment desks, and it's the editors, and it's the bosses. If there is a story about, we'll just take a recent one, owners colluding to try to get rid of guaranteed money, that doesn't see the light of day.
Right.
If it's an ESPN story, somebody else is going to have to do it, because ESPN is going to avoid it if at all possible. It's interesting that the work that they did do on it, and Kalen Kaler and Don Van Natten were sensational on it, that happened before this deal got done.
Yeah.
And even at that, it turned not into a collusion story, but a story about how creepy and corrupt the union was, which is not, bad news for the owners at all. So I think basically if you're still holding out hope that ESPN is going to put the journalism first when it comes to the NFL or the NBA, or really the NHL, because they have that property too, you should abandon that. You should hope that somebody else has reporters that they're willing to pay to get that done, because the collusion story was, that was Pablo Torre and Meadowlark. It wasn't ESPN. ESPN came along later and did a lot of good work on the back end, but that story didn't get broken by then.
Ray, you have the strings to my heart, man. I'm calling you Geppetto because the last couple of weeks you've written 2, and I love it, 2 articles on why the Raiders will be horrendous or why they should be, a hater's guide to the 2025 Las Vegas Raiders. Well, obviously it doesn't sound like you're too high on the Raiders, and I'm all for it. What's your take on Pete Carroll's led Raiders here?
I'll be honest with you, the Carroll's hiring makes some sense to me, because I think the first thing they need to do to start to figure out how to be taken seriously is to start operating, from a positive standpoint, like, hey, you're a Raider, you should be happy about that. Because most people who are Raiders now don't have a choice. And, it shows in the performances. I mean, there has been no fan base that has been more badly served than this operation. And I don't know if they deserve a good team, but it's about time that they got one that showed that they knew how to make one. And, Pete Carroll doesn't have to lift tractor motors. He might be 73, but he's still a guy who, sends out positive vibes.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like 3 years before they're any good either way. They've tried every other coach. They just haven't tried one that says, hey, I can make you happy to be here. Because I think that's the first thing that has to happen. I mean, they have to get a serious attitude adjustment, because being a Raider is largely a king hell drag, because you're not going to be competitive. You're going to be playing, 18, 17 home game or road games a year, because even when you're home, your fan base is coming from the other city. It's a lousy place to do business. And they've got to figure out how to fix that. And the first thing they do is make players who want to be there because they like being Raiders.
That, of course, is the only guy who spreads more positive vibes than Pete Carroll. It's the great Ray Rado. And Ray, before we let you go, I got to ask you kind of a soft around the edges 49er question, but do you think that they have a reasonable chance to get anywhere back to where they were after 6 wins last year? Can they be anything close to a contender as soon as this year again?
Well, it depends on how you define contender, but they have, first of all, the great advantage of having a fourth place finisher schedule.
Yes.
Secondly, the odds are against them having the number of significant injuries that they had last year, although they are an older team, and they do tend to have more injuries than most for whatever reason. If they're healthy, yeah, they can be a contender, but, they're also running a little bit like the Warriors are. They're running with short leashes because Trent Williams is up there in years. There's a lot of miles on McCaffrey. There's a lot of miles on Kittle. And playing the way he does, there's a lot of miles on Fred Warner, who I think, Nick Bosa notwithstanding, Warner is the key to that defense. And he's played a lot. And, the Reaper comes early. So I think if they're going to contend, they're going to have to be real lucky with injuries, and they have to know that their window is closing because they're aged.
Man,
look at that, Ray Rado took us all over the sports headlines.
I have one more for Ray.
Please.
Absolutely. Double R. Trying to jump into the mind of a legendary man like yourself, and that may be the wrong way to go about it.
Legendary. I'm literally going to drive out there. I'm going to spend gas money and hit you with a stick.
Ray, what? Because you've been
That's
blessed.
great. And then when you're up here, we can go to an A's game, Ray.
Absolutely.
You would love that, wouldn't you?
Oh, Whitey, the only way I'm hitting him with a stick is if I'm catching him on the backswing from you.
I feel like you've done it all. Growing up, being a fan of Ray Rado, you have the opportunity, especially now, to kind of deviate and digest the different stories that you want to. How does it come across your desk? Is it by feel? Is it something that you see? Is it something that sparks in your mind, your heart? Is it passion? Like, how do you go about operating and choosing your stories and where you want to land these days?
I think a lot of it has to do with looking at something, seeing the stupidity in it, and steering toward the stupid. Because the one thing above all other things about sports is it's stupid. You put a bunch of billionaires together with no more sense than a horse, you'll get stupid, and you'll get stupid all the time. And then you just follow with whatever goofy stuff happens when you give a 22-year-old $20 million a year. And I mean, it's a festival of idiots. And, with that as your guide, you will never run out of ideas.
Look at that. Brilliant. Thank you, Ray. Really, really appreciate it. Hope we can talk to you again soon, and I hope all is well. Thanks for your time.
All is well, and you'll never speak with me again.
All right, thank you. Ray Rado from the Defector. Somebody on the text line from the 916 says, used to love the Sporting Green. Yeah, those were the days when the newspaper, the sports page in the newspaper was something to read, Jay. Yeah, Ray is
you digging deep there, sir.
Ray is very, very unique individual. Wonderful, wonderful Bay Area. He didn't like you to say it, I don't think, but legend.
Right. No, yeah. It's I pick up the phone, and I'm the type of person that says I like to give flowers, especially while you're still with us.
Yeah,
you don't necessarily need to do it when you leave. But I say, legend, what's going on? He said, allegedly, a legend.
Yeah.
He's like, I said, no, legend. He's like, allegedly. So we fall out laughing. The great thing about Ray, man, and I take a step back and I look, and we had the opportunity to work with you, and I've been at the opportunity to work with plenty of legends in my eye.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up and watching Ray, I feel like Ray has done it all when it comes to in his zone, in his area, in his zip code. Like he's done it all between written, journalist, as talking on the radio, television. There's nothing Ray hasn't accomplished in his sporting career. It's interesting, man. Like in his broadcasting and journalist career, he's done it all.
He wrote the most interesting thing I'd ever read about the Raiders, and I think he hit the nail on the head. And he talked about Al Davis during, the 60s, 70s, the Raiders, just the glory days. Al Davis had a knack for finding players that weren't getting along, weren't fitting in their current situations, but that he could see that's a good football player. He loves football. There's other things around the edges that aren't going well for him, but that guy loves football. A malcontent, but it will work here. And he had a keen eye for that. Later, he tried that when culture kind of changed, and he just ended up getting guys that were malcontents and didn't care about football. And it's like, it didn't work. He'd bring in these guys that were in trouble or troublemakers, but the difference was the guys he used to bring in way back when actually were good football players.
Well, society changed.
Yes.
As you said, culture changed, community changed.
And I'd never thought of that. And Ray wrote that. And I was like, that's it. Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah. You could see Al still picking and choosing at the end of his life where he was looking for the, Jamarcus Russells and things like that. He was looking for those type of talents, and it just weren't there. And again, it's because society changed.
Mm-hmm.
Ray touched on it a little bit. Money changed, compared to the years of, as you said, the older generations, when you have to pay a number one draft pick who hasn't even come out and played yet, $100 million, man, that's tough.
Yep.
That's tough.
NFL new rules are here, including one that I don't think Jay's going to believe. Will you believe it? We'll find out next. Sacktown Sports.
Power, grit, and capability. You'll find it all at Kia of Vacaville today. Tackle the road or no road at all with Kia of Vacaville in the spacious 2025 Kia Telluride. Rugged, aggressive, and built for adventure. Or load up the crew and hit the trail in the versatile 2025 Kia Sorento. Need efficiency for the daily grind? Kia of Vacaville has you covered there too. Swing by next to the Vacaville outlets or check out inventory online at KiaVacaville.com. Limited inventory available, so hurry in now. See dealer for details.
And we're back, live during a Flex Alert. Dialed in on the thermostat. Oh, we're pre-cooling before 4 p.m., folks.
And that's the end of the third. Time to set it back to 78 from 4 to 9 p.m. Clutch move by the home team. What's the game plan from here on out?
Laundry?
Not today.
Dishwasher?
Sidelined.
What a performance by Team California. The power truly is ours.
During a Flex Alert, pre-cool, power down, and let's beat the heat together.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Juice box. I'm a mom.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check. Oh, hot sauce. Take it.
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins, a balloon. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 per month on Experience Beyond. Finance agreement $829.99 and qualifying order. For well-qualified, plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Drapes and Whitey and Drapes. You know the pair, the Drive Guys.
It's Jay and Whitey today. We have on the text line, Jay, a Cardinals fan. Although this isn't, I take this person, it's Curtis, who we know, take him at his word. It's the story of how he became a Cardinals fan. It's not one of those stories where you go, oh, yeah, well, of course. Curtis says, the Raiders moved for the second time. I tried to like the Niners. Couldn't do it. The Diamondbacks are my baseball team. Moving to Phoenix in the next couple of years, so I'll ride with the Cardinals. So the Cardinals are, by a roundabout way of looking at it, the Cardinals are his football team.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever works.
Okay.
But
yeah. That's so. Give it to me one more time.
The Raiders moved for the second time.
Okay.
Tried to like the 49ers. Couldn't do it.
Okay.
Even though we root for the 49ers, you can get that, right? A real Raider fan tried it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I respect that.
I got you.
Diamondbacks are my baseball team, moving to Phoenix in the next couple of years, so I'll ride with the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that. And I think you've in a jokingly way have asked a few Cowboy fans that expiration date has come up. It's time for you to give up the Cowboys and come to the Niners. So
yeah,
I can understand what Kurt's going right there. Shouts out to Curtis, softball guy.
Yeah,
getting it in on the weekend. But that's interesting because it's almost like, you know what? If you move in Arizona, that probably means Curtis is about ready to retire, leaving California. So he's kind of heading off into that sunset as a Cardinal fan. Yeah.
But see, that to me, that's coming from his head. And sometimes who you really root for comes from there, and you can't really control that sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be a fan of this team because I'm going there. Well, that's your plan.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes something happens where you're just like, all of a sudden, I just love that team.
Well, it sounds like his heart has been ripped out twice by the Raiders.
Yeah.
So there's a hole that's
you're right.
Still has not been filled, right? Yeah, I would be I'd be interested to see if a last ditch effort could be made by another team.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have to take, like, are there really underdog stories in the NFL anymore?
There's a few.
Give me one of the latest ones.
Okay, well, I was just going to say this year, for example, if Cleveland were any good, wouldn't they be something of an underdog?
Why?
because they've got such a poor situation at quarterback. I know it wasn't that long ago they were a decent team. The Saints would be an underdog this year. I understand.
But do you think people would, as a 49er fan, if the 49ers are, because this is the real underdog to me. If my team is still doing well and I'm still rooting for that team to do well, like, it's me against everybody in the NFL and in the NBA and for baseball. Now, if my team is out of it, yeah, okay, I'll attach to a good story. But I'm not sure we see that enough, because even down to the Super Bowl, I just feel like football doesn't work like that. The NFL doesn't work like that. College, a little different. NFL, I don't see Falcons fans rooting for the Saints, even though, it's like,
yeah,
we're in the same division or something. Like, I'm not rooting for the Saints.
Before we get back to football, here's another question on the text line. How many wins do you both predict the Kings get next season?
Man, it's August.
Yeah. 40.
I'll let you say that.
We'll see what else happens right now. About what they were last year. I would say 40. Right. But we got, as Jay says, there's a lot of time left before we have to really start getting to those numbers.
Yeah, it's August 7th, man.
To Scott Perry, like, he won't go anywhere near that. And he's smart not to.
Yeah, he shouldn't.
Scott Perry, he really, and this is smart, but since he's been taking over and talking to the media at Summer League, and again, this is smart, but he hasn't said a damn thing. He hasn't. Just talking to, culture, and we want to be accountable, and that's what he should do. And he's really good at it. But he hasn't said anything.
I want diversity of thought, but with unity of purpose.
Why do you might be on to something, big time.
I applaud him for that. I applaud him for that.
It's a skill.
You sit there and you listen to it, it's like, wait, what?
E40 and made a song called I Could Sell It. Scott Perry's that type of dude, man.
Oh, and he's good at it. Yeah. And he's perfect. The Kings need a guy like that right now.
Yeah. He's a motivational speaker. He is a reverend. He is someone that you can confide in, and he's gonna give it to you right back. A soothsayer, right?
He has that gift. He can talk to you and make you feel like, I think things are gonna be okay.
Right. When in reality, he ain't said a damn thing.
Yes.
I said that early on. I'm gonna start calling him the Rev. I truly think Scott Perry is the Rev, because the one thing about it is he's a vessel. You can see how he operates and he moves and maneuvers in the form of how he is orchestrating and, as you talked about, softening the blow for certain things, but all at the same time. I'm pretty sure he has a lock solid plan, something that he believes.
I'm sure that's not the way he talks to Coach Christie or other teams or scouts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, don't misunderstand me. But when it comes talking to us, it's like, all right, here we go. La 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 la. That's great.
I can sell it. No, I'm right. I'm with you. I have felt that for a while, and it's not being disingenuous. It's not saying that he's fugazi. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is he has a gift of a gab. He's got the gift of gab.
Yes.
So where you can ask him something, he just knows how to work around it the way he wants to. And as someone that's done this a while, Whitey, you can attest to this, and maybe not in this form, but going through classes, instructional, workshops, seminars, all these different things that we've had opportunity to be in when it comes to radio and television. One of the things that has always stuck with me, and I won't say the person's name, but there was a very big figurehead in our business who told me this one time, and he was like, Jay, when you're doing an interview, you're conducting an interview, the best way to do it is ask closed-ended questions. Never ask an open-ended question.
Right.
Because as the interviewer, when you ask an open-ended question, you give the authority to the person, the interviewee. And now they can take and run whichever way they want to go with when it comes to,
especially someone who's very experienced. And Scott Perry has been around the block a few times.
Yes. And that's what I catch it all the time. I listen to our media, and sometimes we ask questions, and I'm like, that's the dumbest question in the world, because you have to know who you're speaking to.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Scott,
crazy.
and I did it myself. Scott, let me ask you a question. Did Mike pin you down? But for your sake, I'm going to leave the back gate open for you.
Sure.
So if you want, you can just spin right out of this question. Yeah, I did it myself.
Well, but it's the difference of it is you're getting to know Scott. There's a relationship that's growing. There's something to it. What I'm saying is we get and Ray Rado does a great job of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You ask him a question and what does he do? What does he do? He spins it. He does something a little different with it, albeit because of the relationship you have with him. And, I've known Ray for quite a while. He's going to give you what he thinks. And he's a little more opinionated than Scott Perry allows us to see. And so, but I'm with you. I truly felt that Scott Perry, man, he's a soothsayer. He going to speak it. He going to sell it and he going to talk about it.
Yeah. And again, just to be clear, it's very admirable. He's very, very good at it.
Yes.
Very good at it.
No doubt.
Yeah. What does Jay think of the crazy new rule in the NFL? Back with that. Finally, we're going to get back to that next on Sacktown Sports.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Jacob Wilson, out with that left forearm fracture, was placed on the IL with an injury dating back to his hit by pitch. His expected return is before the end of the season. Max Muncy, out with a right hand fracture, has begun taking ground balls and throwing, but has been unable to swing a bat. He is moving in the right direction, per his manager, Mark Kotze. That was your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
You waited a lifetime for this moment. Now it's time to celebrate. The official collection. The Oklahoma City Thunder NBA champions. Available now at NBA Store. A Fanatics experience.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avery Anna. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Dennis in Stockton says what Scott Perry is doing basically is preaching his philosophy to the fans through the media. He's intelligent in the sense that he's not telling everybody what they want to hear, but continues to reiterate his philosophy. Yeah, he's very media savvy, and I think the Kings need a GM like that right now, or VP of basketball ops, however you want to put it. And I've said before, for the most part, I think Monty did a good job. I think he left the Kings in reasonably good shape with the draft picks. I know he wasn't perfect. I thought he did some good things here, but he wasn't good at that. And Scott Perry's really good at that.
Yeah, he's the polar opposite, right?
In some ways,
he's the polar opposite when it comes to the gift of gab, and it's nothing against Monty. I don't think that was just one of his favorite things to do, hence by his actions, where, I've said it, I have to give Scott, I have to give, his front office at the moment. I don't think BJ has come out and spoken yet, and I may be wrong, but the one thing about Scott is, man, he everywhere. He like on a tour right now. He's almost on a political type tour. You see him on all different stations. He's taking one-on-ones behind closed doors. I'm hearing that he's welcoming all comers and sitting down and giving people the equal opportunity to have a conversation. You see him all through summer league. He was front and center. I felt like every single game you would see him. You didn't see everybody else's general manager, especially after the first weekend.
Right.
But as the summer went on, as the tournament went along, I felt like every single game, Scott P was right there doing his 1-2.
Yep. So he's doing a good job of that, but all depends on what he's able to do with the roster, and a long ways to go on that. We'll get back to that top of the hour. Tonight, the NFL preseason kicking off in earnest. There are some new rules, and I know, as I said, I touched on some of these a few weeks ago, but there's one that I missed, and it's a really interesting one. First of all, touchbacks this year on the kickoff are moving out to the 35-yard line. The 35-yard line. They're doing that because they're trying to discourage teams from kicking into the end zone, and they're trying to get more returns. So, Jay, if you kick into the end zone for me, I get the ball at the 35-yard line. We'll see whether that is actually a deterrent or not. Also, and we saw this in the Hall of Fame game, first down is going to be measured electronically. I didn't really mind it in the Hall of Fame game, but I think some of that is because I hardly watched any of that at all. I didn't watch too much of that Hall of Fame game.
I didn't watch a minute.
Chain gang being replaced, but it's not going away just yet. It does make more sense, and it seems pretty efficient. They just put the ball out there, and then they have the overhead camera view, and they have the whatever they call it, the Hawkeye technology. First down. All right, great. On we go. Replay assist. This is the third rule change. Can now help with even more penalties. That makes sense. If replay review helps you get more calls right, and if it can do that without getting in the way of the game, that's fine. Then let's do that. And that's the idea. We'll see whether it gets in the way of the flow of the game or not. Overtime is more interesting. Now both teams will get a chance to get the ball. Even if you get the ball first in overtime and you score a touchdown, I still get the ball.
Yep, overtime.
Yeah, kind of like what they did last year in the Super Bowl. And then rule change number 5. The NFL handed out a fine to an Eagles player in the Super Bowl for using the bow and arrow celebration.
Yes.
But starting in 2025, players will not be punished for using the bow and arrow. How about that?
Ooh. So you could shoot the arrow. You could get your Robin Hood on.
Yes. During a rules session with the media earlier this month, NFL referee Lan Clark said the league won't be looking to penalize players who do the bow and arrow celebration. There's a famous, I think it was Jeff Triplett years ago. Was it Josh Norman? That's 15 yards shooting the bow and arrow. But you can do that now. Clark did note the NFL will continue to crack down on violent gestures, Jay, so players will still be penalized for any celebration that involves guns,
so you can't whip the pistol out
or weapons.
Okay, what about the brass knuckles?
It's a good question.
All right.
I don't know.
You might get Pereira on.
Yeah. The bow and arrow will be allowed with one exception. Do you know, can you guess, Jay, the one thing? You can do the bow and arrow, but not if you do this with it.
Is it, okay, wait a minute. Somebody did it last year, and it was
the archer pose is now permitted.
You can't shoot it at a person, like aim it at a person. You got to shoot it in the sky,
You're
right?
Exactly right.
Yeah, okay.
One exception to the rule: players could still be flagged if they aim their imaginary arrow at an opponent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is fine. But like, say, if I'm like, hey,
if it's chest high, it's a problem.
Yeah. Right. So those are some of the new rules as the NFL preseason is upon us.
Who was it, man, it was somebody last year. Was it the Bucks or the Falcons? It was someone player who did it. And then their coach came out and was like, well, he was shooting it in the air. So who was that?
I think that was a receiver on Tampa Bay, wasn't it? And it was a gun.
Yeah.
He did a gun thing, but they said, he wasn't, it was a t-shirt cannon. I think
that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Was it Todd Bowles who said that?
I think it was. Yeah. Yeah. And he said, oh, no, that wasn't a gun. No. And he wasn't pointing it at anybody. Yeah. I remember that. That did happen.
I got to find that.
Mm-hmm. That's a coach doing what a coach is supposed to do, but that one wasn't going to work.
No, see, I thought it. Yeah, let's see.
I didn't think it was a bow and arrow.
No. It was Drake London from the Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah, that did it. And
was it Raheem Mostert?
And it was Raheem Morris who tried to say that he said his intent was not to use of a weapon. He probably was shooting a T-shirt into the stands, to be honest with you, because he's just that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Drake London, the wide receiver.
That was on a Monday night game.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
We got a Brandon Ayuk update today, Jay, from John Lynch on the 49ers flagship station. He said, yeah, Brandon's probably not going to be ready for week 1.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody expected that.
No surprise
there. Smoke if you thought that,
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Also, he says that Juwan Jennings is still out with a calf injury.
No doubt.
So somebody asked about, does that have anything to do with his financial situation or what's going on there with a new contract? John Lynch said, we keep that in-house.
That's right.
So we don't know if the calf is really what's bothering him or if he's just saying, I got a little tweak in my calf and I don't have a new contract, so I ain't going to be practicing. We don't know.
Sure. I mean, there's tactics, ways to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get your point across.
Right.
Wouldn't be the first time, ain't going to be the last time.
Right.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, at least publicly, John Lynch is indicating we're good. Everything's good. Things are not necessarily good for the Rams because Matthew Stafford, I know you sent this to me, Jay, he has undergone an epidural to aggravate disc injury in his back.
That bulging disc in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a tough injury for, you go shopping or something, or you're bringing groceries, playing pro football.
Right.
And I know they're going to shoot you up with a few things, but
that
still.
epidural.
Yeah.
Straight to the spinal cord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just say this, and this is the super interesting part of this. Could you imagine if it's Jimmy G, Sam Darnold, and Kyler Murray as the starting quarterbacks of the opponents of the 49ers in the NFC West?
Yeah.
Can it get any easier? Truly, can it get
Sam
any
Darnold
easier?
knows that well.
Yeah, Sam Darnold ain't
defense,
doing nothing, man.
Yeah, he can spin it.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Every quarterback in the league can spin it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can spin it correctly to who you want it to all the time.
Kyler Murray, by the way, I believe he's going to play in the preseason this year for the first time.
I like Kyler, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got a soft spot for Kyler.
Yeah.
Because he's an A.
That's a team that may surprise this year. Arizona could be pretty good this year. But, Sean McVay's really good at putting a happy face on everything.
True.
And so he's saying all the right things about Jimmy G, but Jimmy G could be the Rams starting quarterback week 1.
Sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you talking about a situation I would love to see is Jimmy G trotting out there game 1 for the LA Rams. I would love to see it.
Where do you rank Jimmy G all time among 49er quarterbacks?
Oh, come on now.
He's on there somewhere.
Are we
He's
really
a 49er quarterback?
Let me pull up the list here.
Uh-huh.
Because we have a long, extensive list. Y.A. Tittle. Let me check. Let's see.
Let's go
here.
more modern, like Super Bowl era. Can we do that?
Okay. Off the top of my head.
He's ahead of Jeff Garcia, right?
No.
No?
No.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
No way.
I think because of the games they won, I know Jeff Garcia probably had more Pro Bowls and things. I put him pretty high up there. Is he ahead of Colin Kaepernick?
No.
Really?
No. I'll tell you why he's not for me in front of Garcia, because Garcia did a lot more with a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
And Garcia's, if you just go and look
really
at his,
good, I know.
Yeah, you look at his defenses. I mean, he had horrific defenses when he played. Offense wasn't a problem when Jeff Garcia was playing. They operated at a high level. Jeff Garcia in a 49ers uniform was a baller, no doubt about it. He just had no help on the opposite side. Like some of those cornerbacks, don't even get me started talking about some of those cornerbacks on those teams he played for. Jimmy G had everything he needed in front of him. No doubt about it. He should have won a Super Bowl. It's not all his fault because it's never one person's fault. Even on Bill Buckner through the legs, it's not all your fault. That's not the one thing that changes everything. But he had way too much to do too little, and that's just for me. He didn't play enough. Not either.
Do you put him ahead of Alex Smith? Yes, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Alex Smith guy when it comes to the 49ers.
But not Colin and
no.
And not Garcia.
No, I'm taking Jeff. I'm taking Cap. I was trying to think of the first two that came to my mind was like Plunkett, the Berg, because the Berg was in the 70s, right? And he really had that good of success. Tittle was in the 50s. Brody was in the 60s. Am I missing anybody? And that's where I'm like, there was a stint, of course, the the Sean Hills, the Tim Rattays.
Yeah, I like both those guys.
Troy Smiths of the world.
Yeah. So Jimmy is top.
He's probably back into that 10 somewhere.
Yeah.
You got the Montana, you got the Young, I got Garcia. I'm taking Cap. I mean, you didn't say Y.A. Tittle, you got to throw him in there, whatever the case may be. I am a fan. I already think Brock Purdy's better than Jimmy G.
I was just going to ask you
how far I take Purdy off in front of Jimmy G. I didn't get to see Brody play.
I saw it, but I don't know what it was.
Young gun in there.
Yeah. They got to the NFC title game, I think, 2 years in a row.
What about Plunkett?
Plunkett was not very good with the 49ers.
Not for the 49ers?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, he had a career renaissance with the Raiders, but with the 49ers, he wasn't very good.
Right.
Yeah. And it was a bad team. And you look at that trade, you look at what they gave up to get Jim Plunkett, it is staggering.
I know. Yeah. The interesting thing for the 49ers, when you really sit down and look at their quarterback history, because they've had the Y.A. Tittle, Hall of Famers, Young, Montana, they were stagnant at the quarterback position for a while. Like, there's not the Cleveland Browns. There's not a slew like the Washington Commanders. There's not a slew of guys that you see like the Seahawks and things like that. The 49ers for 2-3 decades were pretty much maxed out by 2-3 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you really probably put it down, he's probably back into that 10 somewhere, 8, 9, 10, 11, something in there.
I might have him 7 or 8.
Okay, give it to me real quick. What you got?
I gotta run.
Okay.
I gotta make sure. Yeah.
You sound like Scott Perry now. Hold on.
Yeah. Diversity of thought, unity of purpose. That's what we're looking at.
I like where you're going.
Yeah, we will come back and we'll take a look at the Kuminga story, why it's dying a slow death. We have Jerry Reynolds after 5 today, too. It's a Drive, guys. Stick around, Sacktown Sports.
The Drive Guys.
Somebody from the 916, Whitey, tell me the last time we had an athletic front court. JK and Keegan Murray, a top 10 power forward, small forward combo. You buying that? No, you can.
Why you give me that 10? I mean, let's slow down. He's not even here yet.
Right.
He doesn't even play here.
You can listen to The Drive Guys Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger, Grainger offers a broad range of quality products in next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Josh Sens offers 5 common golf course maintenance mistakes and tips to correct them. You've hit the green, and to fix your divot, you jam your tool underneath the ball mark and lift the soil, but the right way is to circle the edges of the mark with your tool, gently pulling the turf toward the center. Second, when fixing divots in the fairway, fill it with sand until it's level with surrounding turf, and gently smooth it with your foot. Third, when the course imposes the 90-degree rule, it means to stay on the cart path until you can turn at a right angle to your ball, minimizing wear and tear on the turf. 4, when you're driving on the course, proceed at a modest pace and avoid staked and roped-off areas. Avoid sharp turns, wet turf, bunker edges, tees, and greens. The superintendent will applaud you. 5, in a bunker, rake the sand smoothly and exit as you entered from the low side. Tap the sand from your shoes and leave it as if you weren't there. And now that you know, make sure your foursome knows as well. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products in next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KHD KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
I think I may have a problem. Jay and I were just talking about 49er quarterbacks because Jimmy G, as of right now, he's the number one quarterback for the Rams. And that's because Matthew Stafford has some back issues, got an epidural. And the Rams, I think he's supposed to work out Saturday. And, of course, they're hoping he'll be ready to go for week one. If he's not, Jimmy G is their number one quarterback. So I asked Jay where he ranks Jimmy G all time among 49er quarterbacks. Then we said, all right, let's do a Super Bowl era. And I think I got Jimmy really high, Jay, and I'm surprised how high I have him.
What?
I have him definitely above Jeff Garcia.
What?
Yes. And the reason, I'll tell you why. Because you look at 3 NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl. Now, I know you made the point already, and it's a good point. It's like, Jimmy had a lot to work with on both sides of the football, and that's a fair point. And that's why I say I may have a problem. I may be guilty of giving Jimmy too much credit for the success the team had when he was there. But I think he was a good quarterback for the 49ers. And I know they should have won a Super Bowl, and some of that was on him. Of course, he's a quarterback. But I think he was better than Garcia. Although I think Garcia, well, I know. Garcia had the team's single season passing record until it was broken by Brock Purdy. And Brock's phenomenal, but it's still, in terms of all-time 49er quarterback rankings, I think it's still a little too early for Brock, in my opinion.
I'm having a tough time over here swallowing the fact that you are politicking for Jimmy Garoppolo to be better than Jeff Garcia in the 49er uniform. By the way. That's bad. Twinkle toes, baby. You know what I'm talking about? And dotting them I's and crossing them T's. Jimmy G can't throw past 18 yards.
He can. It's just going to be caught by the linebacker.
There it was.
Team.
I mean, well, that's what counts for the other team.
Yeah.
There's no way.
What?
The great Tom Morton checking in.
Oh, really?
I'll take Elvis Gerbach over Jimmy G. He didn't say that. He just said Elvis Gerbach.
Oh, yeah.
But I might take Elvis over Jimmy G. Well, Jimmy G didn't do nothing for the Niners, man.
Oh, yeah, he did.
No, he did.
He quarterbacked the team through some of their most successful seasons. That's not nothing.
Partially in most of those seasons. He needed a little help. I thought he left a lot to be desired as a 49er quarterback. No doubt.
So did Shanahan.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it. I mean, but we're not asking about Kyle Shanahan's.
No, I'm just saying, we disagree, but I'm actually pointing out that your argument is very strong. If the coach of the team in a lot of ways felt the same way you do.
Yeah. I think part of my issue too for Jimmy G is we talk about the best ability being availability. He was always hurt, for sure. I had to even go back to look at it.
Bert Bondy, by the way, says Elvis Gerbach was all right.
Come on now, shouts out to Bert. Double B, is that Bert Bondy?
Bert Bondy, yeah.
Absolutely. First year, 2017. 6 games, 5 games started. I give you the record, 5-0. He did well.
That was the best Jimmy G we ever saw.
I agree.
During that stretch. Because he was playing football and he wasn't sitting there going, wait, what is Shanahan?
Right. What window am I supposed to throw it in?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. What timing am I looking for?
Right.
Yeah. I'm wholeheartedly agree.
Then he got the Shanna yips after that.
Wholeheartedly agree. Yeah. Behind that, next year, 3 games. 3 measly games.
I heard he tore up his knee.
Hold on now.
He tore up his knee trying to make a courageous team first play and get some extra yards down the sideline.
I'm just saying here. Next year, that's the 16 and 6. He started all 16 games, 13-3. That's the year right there. Next year, 6 measly games. That's 2 seasons that you couldn't even get to half games played.
Yeah, I'm looking more at what he did when he did play, but it's a fair point. He also played a lot later on in the years following that when he was hurt. You know, that NFC Championship game against the Rams where Jaquaski Tart dropped a short interception.
Yeah.
And Jimmy had a bad shoulder. Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't want to make it sound like I'm
No, go ahead. Come on.
Jimmy.
Stand on it now,
But
baby.
remember, they're down and they had to drive the length of the field. And it's like they had no chance because Jimmy had a bad wing. But he played through that. I give him credit for that.
You making a lot of excuses for Mr. Garoppolo.
He was good.
He must have gave you all the autographs you ever needed. You must be pushing.
I never even talked to
him. You must be pushing. You must got a Jimmy G rookie card.
I do not.
Autographed by Jimmy G himself.
I do not. Okay. I just thought he did a good job. And I think, as I'm thinking about it here, I think I always felt a little sorry for him because.
Oh, now we're getting to it.
Because his own coach clearly didn't really want him quarterbacking the team.
Well, you know what Jimmy G is? He was a serviceable quarterback. He didn't do anything spectacular. And I'll ask again, and we can put it out there, 916-339-1140, not just for the 49ers, but even the other stops that he's been. I think we've gotten a good understanding. He is who he is. He doesn't do anything spectacular.
No.
He is a bona fide starter in the league. He has a tough time staying healthy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just speaking now.
Yeah.
He has a tough time staying healthy. And second thing is I don't think he uplifts his team. I think you need to have the greatest whatever around him for him to look better than what he really is.
Well, see, it's hard for me to argue with that when they played the Packers in the NFC Championship game and he threw 8 times.
Yeah.
And they won.
Yeah.
They destroyed him.
Just hand the ball off, baby.
Yeah. Was that Mostert had? I know I called Raheem Mostert earlier, but Raheem Mostert, wasn't that when he just
went crazy? Yeah. But see, the flip side, and this is the thing, I think if you had Jeff Garcia and you put him in that type of system and you put him with the type of help that Jimmy G had, I think we're talking in different terms. I also believe if you put Colin Kaepernick, who had a fantastic defense, don't get it wrong, one of the best defenses ever.
Yeah.
He did what he was supposed to do as well. For me, Jimmy G is you win despite him, not win with him. That's me.
The incredible thing is, let's say, and I know that Jimmy is one of the reasons they didn't win that Super Bowl, but if they won that Super Bowl, we'd look at him, I think, totally differently. If Jim Harbaugh hadn't called timeout right before Colin Kaepernick ran into the end zone.
Right.
And if the 49ers had won that Super Bowl, we'd look at Colin Kaepernick completely differently. Don't you think? Colin Kaepernick would have been a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Well, this is going to open up a whole can, but yes and no. Because when you won a Super Bowl, you definitely are viewed in a different light.
Right. You did it. That's what you're supposed to do as a quarterback.
Absolutely. Yeah. But knowing what we know and what Cap has, how he has been viewed since taking a knee, I think we would have put, not we, but the masses would have put that to the side.
Maybe, but still, if you've done it, you've done it. You're right.
True.
Right? Yeah.
True. But unfortunately, in the way we look at it in society, I truly believe you look at the Jim Browns, you look at the Muhammad Ali's, you look at, so many different people. I'll give you a comparison. Pat Tillman did nothing on the field worth saying that he is legendary on the field. He was good as a football player.
Right.
No doubt about it. But if we're taking what we know now, the history, if hindsight is what we know, right? And you just remove the fact that he became a legend off the field because of his service and what he accomplished and what he chose to do for his country and for me and you and people all together. But do we really look back at Pat Tillman's football career and saying, you know what, he's a Hall of Famer, he needs his jersey retired, he did fantastic things, he's a 10-time Pro Bowler? Like he didn't have those accomplishments on the field.
No, he was a great college player.
Yes, absolutely. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about in the NFL.
But I feel like you want to. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he is definitely.
I feel like you want to take me into the discussion of Colin Kaepernick and his statements. And I agree with everything he did, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have that discussion.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm saying I don't want to open the whole can of the conversation. What I'm getting to is this, and I'm bouncing off of your conversation. If Cat wins a Super Bowl, is he looked at different? Prior to what has happened off the field, I would have said yes. But knowing what we know now, what we have lived through, I would say no. People would have pushed his success on the field, his athletic aspects of what he's done and his accomplishments, and would have pushed it to the left.
Yeah,
that's why I say we don't remember Pat Tillman for being a football player at this moment. It is something that is secondary to what he done, his services, and it should be.
Right.
And that's what we're saying.
Right.
Wholeheartedly agree what Pat Tillman did was astonishing. He should forever be celebrated. But we don't talk about his football accomplishments because of the great things he did off the field. And so that's what I'm saying is in reverse, I think we would have forgot about what Cap would have done in football because of the things that he has done off the field.
And all I'm saying is I agree. You're right. But I'm just saying he'd be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And that'd be at least at some points like he did it. And in that sense, I think he'd be viewed differently. But I get your
Trent Dilfer, Doug Williams. Like, are those people viewed different because they, the Mark Rippons?
Mark Rippon, maybe.
Brad
Trent
Johnson.
Dilfer, obviously. Those are the two guys you mentioned, Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson.
Nick Foles.
Two guys that are viewed as, well, they didn't really have much to do with their Super Bowl victories. Right?
Yeah.
Jeff Garcia from the 916 was back-to-back Pro Bowler. From the 530, Baby Shanahan made Jimmy G look elite while on the Niners. Jimmy G jerseys were on clearance racks in Ross.
That's right.
While he still played here.
Well, he was never accepted by 49er fans, right?
No, I don't think so. And I think a lot of that is because the fans took their cues from the coach. It's like, well, the coach doesn't think that much of him, so why should I? I really do think
be true.
That was part of it.
Yeah. He didn't come out, with glaring support of Jimmy G. Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
So where do you have him?
I'm working on it.
No.
I probably have him too high, frankly. Yeah, I still have him ahead of Jeff Garcia.
Yes.
And I'm taking a look at that because that team, they succeeded a lot. And then one year when they went to NFC Championship game, Jimmy was like, we don't want you anymore. And he still came back and led them to the brink of the Super Bowl. That's the type of thing you can't really measure in stats.
All right.
Yeah.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you got Jimmy G about 5th.
Yeah, see, that would be wrong. So I can't have him that high.
Come on, man, where you got him at?
I'm going to put him 7th, and then I have to backfill.
Then you got to build it?
Yeah.
You got to build it from there?
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, the 7th
and Brock
best.
Purdy will easily pass him.
7th best all-time quarterback for the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, Super Bowl era. So I'm not counting like Wyatt Tittle and Frankie Albert and guys like that.
Okay. Well, man, there's not that many to choose from.
Right, but there are a lot of guys like Tom Morton mentioned, like Elvis Gerbach and Steve Bono. Guys
give
like
me
that
both of them.
No,
come on, I'll take Bono. Take C.J. Beathard. No, okay, I'm just playing around now.
You mentioned Tim Rattay. I love Tim Rattay.
Timmy Rattay.
He played in the UFL. He played here for the Orlando Tuskers at Sac State when they played against the Mountain Lions.
Jim Druckenmiller.
That didn't work out.
Sean Smith.
Sean Hill?
Hill.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Hill.
He wasn't very good.
Well, I'm kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah, come
but
on.
They had
Jimmy
team
G
success.
was not as good as Sean Hill.
Well, we're talking personal. We're not talking. Are we talking team success?
Well, if you're the quarterback and the team has success, you deserve some credit for that. That may be the biggest difference we have here.
Yeah,
I think I'm giving Jimmy more credit for the team success than you are.
Yeah, I am, because I say despite what Jimmy G did, the 49ers continue to win, because in other aspects of the game, they were phenomenal.
Yeah. He was tough as nails until he got hurt.
Was he?
He played hurt a lot. He brought that.
Wait a minute, man. Come on, Whitey.
No, he was the perfect quarterback for that team because he played with a linebacker mentality. But you're right. He did get hurt. Because he
give me the linebacker mentality.
He was a linebacker in high school.
Give me a linebacker. And so, that doesn't mean nothing. That doesn't mean anything.
No, he was a kind of a blue collar quarterback. He wasn't a pretty boy. Although I know
he wasn't a pretty boy.
Well,
on the field,
he didn't play like kind of a, I can get dirty. I know that he was viewed as a matinee idol. I get all that.
Right.
And I know he went out with a porn star, and that was a big deal. But I'm saying he was perfect for that team because even though when he was with New England, I believe there was a controversy where guys thought he could play and he didn't play. With the 49ers, he did get hurt a number of times, but he also played when he was hurt. And so I take that into account as well. We'll circle back to it. I don't think we're disagreeing as much as you think we are. Unless you're going to say Elvis Gerbach was better. Then we're really disagreeing.
Hey, the great Tom Morton has spoken.
I want to touch on real quickly here. Real quickly, we address it. We get out. We'll probably talk about it again at least a little bit when Jerry Reynolds joins us just after 5. And Sam Amick addressed it today on with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross, the Kuminga deal. Sam Amick today says the Warriors aren't interested because they want an unprotected pick and they don't like the idea of getting rid of Moody or Buddy. I don't know if you heard that, but Sam said, look, I wrote that last week that the pick protection was the big deal. And he said, after I wrote it, it was impressed upon me that also the Warriors don't like the idea of giving up Buddy Hield or Moses Moody. If you're a Kings fan, you can say, well, they should, but they don't. So this thing is all but dead, Jay. And I know the Kings are still waiting to see if something happens. I think it's most likely that he agrees to something with the Warriors. They don't think he wants to take the qualifying offer. And I think they're going to try to talk him into, look, just sign the deal for 20 whatever, and then we will trade you at the deadline. And then you're still going to get what you want. You're going to get more money. That's probably where this thing is headed.
Take the 1-year deal. What would be at 7.9, right? Not 20.
Well, unless they can come to some kind of agreement, and then we'll sign you, but we'll look to trade you at the deadline.
Take the 1 year,
and then they get their salary slot, 20 whatever that they can use. It's like I think they can impress it, unless he just plays hardball and said, "Nope, I'm signing the qualifying offer now. I'm gone next year."
Yeah.
That's what it is right now. And the Kings really are just on the sidelines, waiting to see what happens. It's Kuminga and it's the Warriors, and they're staring each other down. You don't have the guts to take the qualifying offer. You just watch me. That's where it is.
So it's dead. No resuscitation needed? DOA?
Well, at least I think they're going to take it right up to the deadline. And in my opinion, I think it's unlikely, perhaps very unlikely, that things fall the way the Kings hope they do. It's possible, and they're doing all they can do. They're ready if it happens, but I don't think it's going to happen.
The Kings are kind of like the in-between. They are the side chick almost when it comes to this situation. And it's how convenient for us Sacramento Kings fans to be the side piece to the Warriors mess and what's going on. Because in reality, if someone doesn't even report this, and it is their job, it is their duty, the Sam Amick, the Anthony Slaters of the world, the Mark Steins and whoever else has been reporting about it, it is their duty to do so because they're getting paid to do that. But let's just say in a perfect world, no one says anything. Kings aren't even involved in this conversation. And as much as they've offered to say, hey, look, we'll come in, we'll be the moderator, let us assist in your terrible situation, and maybe we can help you out. We know the Suns have played a part in it, but for whatever reason, it feels like they've kind of been pushed to the wayside.
I don't think they have anything close to what the Warriors want.
Yeah.
Warriors say they don't like what the Kings have. They look at the Suns, and it's like, we're not even going to pick up the phone.
So in reality, it's, you have a little bit what I like over there, Sacramento.
Yeah.
And maybe not everything, but if I, take you over to the salon, get your hair done, take you on over here to, to Mac, get a makeover a little bit. I might like what I see.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think all Kuminga is right now to the Warriors, and I know we had Ray Rado on today. Didn't he say they want to keep him?
They want to keep him.
I think they want to keep the salary slot. I think that's all he is to them right now is, look, we got to sign him, and then we can use that money to bring in somebody who's really going to help us. And I think publicly, we love him. He's still going to be a star, but I don't think they look at him that way anymore.
Yeah.
He went out last year? Publicly, he came out and said, I've lost faith in the coach. And whether he had reason to do that or not, you do that, that bridge is burnt. Is it not? You don't do that, Jay. It's one thing if you're upset with your role. I want the ball more. And you've pointed it out. There's something to be said for that.
Sure.
But if you're going to come out publicly, I've lost faith in the coach. I mean, we know, we get it. You want out of here. We're working on it.
Well, that's his right, though, Whitey. What's wrong with him saying he's been mistreated? To him personally, he feels, look, I've been mistreated. I've done a lot of things good for this team, and I feel like I've played an integral part of this. That's part of this game. That's part of the negotiations.
Yeah.
You have to stand on, hey, listen, Steve Kerr ain't my type of cup, my cup of tea. So let me out of here. And we've heard behind the scenes, not only him, but his team has said, get me out of here. And for whatever reason, we know Joe Lacob, according to sources, he's one of his favorites. But we've also know Steve Kerr ain't too high on him.
Right.
So how would you go? Now, you may handle it different, meaning Dub G may handle it different, but you have to at least give him a little wiggle room to say, hey, listen, you've mistreated me, and in public. You haven't held me to a high caliber, and in public. So why can't I return that favor?
Well, you can, but I'm just saying that's a really bold statement that you're done here. That's not helping. That's clearly stating you want out and you don't want to be around anymore. And it's like actively trying to get out of the situation. What I'm saying is if you're going to do that, I just don't see how they have a path together. That was like together. A declaration of, I'm done here.
Throwing down the gauntlet.
Maybe he has every right to do that, but you come out in the middle of the season, and not keep it in-house, but I have no faith in the coach, then to me, the writing's been on the wall for a while. Like, he can't go back there. They can't keep him. No matter what they say, that's done. They're done. That relationship, it is all over.
So it sounds like you're siding with Kuminga. Hold out. Wait till they do something, because it's not on me to have to do anything. It's on you to figure it out. Like he's saying, hey, the ball is in your court, Warriors.
If I'm Kuminga,
I want to leave.
If I were Kuminga, I'm signing and I was a better shooter, but I'm signing the qualifying offer.
The 1 for 20 or 1 for whatever.
The 1 for 7.9, and then I'm out. Unless.
So you're going to sit on your hands for one more year?
You trade me. You trade me where I want to go. And if you don't, I'm signing the qualifying offer. That's his play right now. And I think the Warriors look at it and go, no, you won't. You can say that. No, you won't. And that's what it all comes down to.
But why would he have to do that now? And I'm not saying you're saying he needs to do it now.
Well, that's what he is saying now. He's saying that now, and they're waiting for the deadline. Because he's giving them room still to, you better trade me.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna sign the qualifying. No, you're not. Yes, I am. That's where it is.
Yeah, I see it a little. I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. I see it in the form of, I think it's on the Warriors to figure it out.
Sure.
Because Kuminga, both of them don't really have a lot of power in the form of, I have control over you for the next year. And Kuminga could say, okay, well, I'm not going to give you my best. You still got to pay me. So, but it is a conflict of interest, I think, if you're looking at it from Kuminga's camp to say, I'm going to help you get rid of me. I'm going to help your situation when you have, in many different ways, not Joe Lacob, not the complete organization, but as you said, the coach, some of the things that we heard, he's just not in favor of how Kuminga operates and plays.
Right.
I think Kuminga sees it, and it could be a personal problem. It truly could. I'm not blind and I'm oblivious to that fact. Kuminga could be saying, hey, you know what? I just can't rock with Coach Kerr and the staff anymore. Joe Lacob, I got love for you. Steph Curry, it's me and you. Draymond, however he sees, the organization. But I'm definitely not going to help you get rid of me, especially if it's not to a place where I want to be. So if I'm looking at who has the blame pie, as Draper likes to say it, not the blame pie, but who has the responsibility, I think a higher percentage really lies on the Warriors. They need to this is a thorn in their side.
Yeah, I know they look bad. They have not handled this well at all.
They have not done anything. Yeah.
They botched it to this point. I don't know if they can salvage it.
I'm with you. I think it's a wrap.
Matt Verram is going to join us. Verram, pardon me. Verram from, he's from SI Now, football writer there, host of the Matt Verram Show. So we'll take a look at what's going on in the NFL. I'm sure he has Jimmy Garoppolo as the greatest 49er quarterback of the Super Bowl era, right? Maybe we'll find out next on Sacktown Sports.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure. Dewy skin.
Terrific. Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Get early access to Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. 25% off the i8 bed, our most popular. Plus free home delivery. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank Lavosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings' Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Mark your calendars for a stacked lineup of live shows. It all starts August 23rd with Gypsy Kings at Hard Rock Live Sacramento and Super Soul Fest featuring Jeffrey Osborne at Thunder Valley. Then get ready to laugh with Weird Al Yankovic at the Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic on August 24th and comedian Taylor Tomlinson at Thunder Valley on August 29th. Flashback to the ultimate throwback with Lost 80s Rewind at Thunder Valley on August 31st.
Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Well, we ended up talking about Kuminga more than we intended to talk about Kuminga. I'm sure we'll circle back to it in some way, shape, or form when Jerry Reynolds joins us just after the top of the hour. But right now it's time to talk about football. The NFL preseason getting underway tonight. Yeah, we had the Hall of Fame game. That's almost a separate dang deal. And nice enough to join us with more on that. NFL staff writer for SI Now. He is the host of the Matt Verram Show pod. Matt Verram with us. How are you today, Matt? You excited? I got Jay is not excited at all about the preseason. I have to confess, I'm a little bit excited. Where do you fit in there?
I'm probably more toward your side of things. I mean, look, football's football, right? So it's good that it's back. At the same point, Colts Ravens, Richardson already had to leave the game hurt because they didn't pick up a pressure and he got depleted. So,
oh my goodness,
that's never ideal. Basically, the second preseason starts.
That's right. They've already started, haven't they? Games are underway, Jay.
Absolutely, they are. Matt, just a generic throwing vanilla question your way. NFC, big picture, what's your look right now?
Look, the Eagles have to give them their due, right? I know they lost some pieces on defense, but I think that they're the favorites. They have to be. And then after that, I think I look at Detroit and say there's question marks there. They've had a lot of injuries on defense already. They are missing their coordinator from a year ago. But that is a very talented, well-coached team, even without the coordinators. Campbell's going to have them right. So I still think after Philly, it's Detroit. The Rams, I really like the Rams, but I'm scared to death of that report yesterday with Stafford and his disc.
Yeah.
That stuff, look, I'm 37, and I'm just a guy, and I know how back injuries can go. Like, that stuff, he's still human, whether he's a pro athlete or not. That could be fine in a week. That could linger all year long. I think the Rams are a team, though, that the capability's there. And then I like Tampa. I think Tampa's really good if the defense is able to hold up. I think the Bucs are underrated. I think the Buccaneers could make a real run deep into the playoffs this year. And then, the Commanders, we'll see. I think Daniels is going to have to be even better if they're going to be a real team that can compete. But, how could you not like the direction they're heading?
Yeah, Matt Verram with us. And we were saying the same thing, Matt, about bad backs. You got a back issue, not even as bad as Stafford's, and it's difficult bringing the groceries in. And you're going to play pro football? I mean, I wish them the best, but, it could be Jimmy Garoppolo time week 1 for the Rams. I wanted to ask you, because we've been reading Matt Verram's 32 teams in 32 days. How close to McCaffrey's 2023 form do the 49ers need him to be this year?
I would say like 3/4 of it, which is a lot, which is a great year because 2023 McCaffrey is one of the best players we've seen in the last, quarter century. They're going to need him to do a ton because, Ayuk's coming off the injury. Devo's gone. Kittle is still fantastic, but he's older. And you don't know quite yet, what Ricky Pearsall is going to be. Of course, last year his season got off to a tragic start, getting shot. He comes back. It's a great story. I loved him coming out of Florida. I thought he was going to be terrific. I still think he's very good. But, there are real questions. And so, I think this is a team that you look at them and go, there's talent, but McCaffrey's got to be the bell cow. They need him to be a guy who plays 15, 16 games this year. They need him to be somebody who they can just turn the reins over to and say, look, take us home. I don't think there's a bigger wild card for me in football than the Niners. I could make a case they win 7 games. I could make a case they're in the NFC title game fighting to go to the Super Bowl. There are so many swinging doors with that team, and McCaffrey and his help right up at the top.
Matt, let's stay right there real fast because, of course, around here we're 49ers country with a pinch of Raider love, as I hate on them a bit. But a lot of people around here are looking at Shanahan. I don't want to say on the hot seat, but it's warming up. It is truly warming up. Some people believe that.
If they have anything like the year like they had last year,
especially, definitely. And my question to those people, and I think we asked that, is who out there could replace him? Now, I know Robert Saleh is in return, and I'm not asking you to foresight that, but I'm also saying speak to how important Shanahan is and or isn't to you when it comes to the 49ers.
Oh, look, I mean, I think he's one of the best offensive coaches in football. I think he is right up there with McVay and Andy Reid, Kevin O'Connell. I mean, he is a special play designer. He understands how to layer concepts. And look, I mean, Brock Purdy, I truly believe Brock Purdy's a good player, but I think he's made better by the fact that Shanahan is able to make his life easier, especially when they have their full complement of weapons. That being said, look, I get the criticism of Kyle Shanahan. I've been critical of him at times. Like, your job as the head coach is not just to design plays. Your job is to go out and be able to manage games and execute those games. And let's be honest, they've had some big spots over the years where he's not done that well enough. I mean, we can go back to a couple of years ago in the Super Bowl where, quite frankly, I thought the way he handled overtime from the toss on down was perplexing. You can't do that. You're the head coach of the football team. That is your responsibility. So, look, I think he is an asset to them. If he got fired, he would get hired again in 2 seconds. And I do think there is something to the idea. Hey, look, you could fire the guy and move off him, and then Jim Tom Sula could come walking through that door. I mean, Niners fans know what it is, where you go from a really good coach to a coach that maybe is short-lived. But I do understand the fans who say, hey, look, like, we've had a ton of talent here. Where are the rings?
Right. Yeah. Matt Verram with us from SI Now, host of the Matt Verram pod, of course. Do you see the Micah Parsons situation as a blip, or at the other extreme, the beginning of the end for Jerry Jones' Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, I mean, much more toward the side of a blip. Look, it's Jerry.
Yeah.
Like, let's just call it what it is. Jerry doesn't care if that team wins games. Jerry cares he's in the headlines. That's what Jerry cares about. They've got to win just enough so that they're relevant, so that his quotes are relevant. Like that, if they're in the A block on ESPN and they're 9-8, he's fine. And that's been proven for 30 years. They don't win. They don't do anything differently. He doesn't do anything differently. And, this Parsons thing, we've seen this just with other players. We've seen it last year with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, where they dug their heels in. This will probably play out like every other Cowboys negotiation over the last decade, where Jerry will talk tough. There will be a million quotes to come out of there, and then he's going to make Micah Parsons the highest paid defensive player in NFL history. Like, that's what he does. Look, maybe at some point, one of these guys, maybe it's Parsons, gets so fed up that he just says, I'm out of here, legitimately. I'm not playing anymore. But, if Jerry comes around and says, hey, we'll give you $43 a year, yeah, that's a pretty soothing balm for any issues you might have.
Matt, who is the one quarterback who truly needs to get past Pat Mahomes and let alone probably hoist a trophy in your mind this season?
Look, there's 2 guys that are the obvious answers, right? I mean, it's Lamar and it's Josh Allen. But if I had to pick one of them, I kind of think it's Lamar, honestly. And you could certainly argue either guy. You could absolutely sit there and say it's Allen. On one hand, you'd say Allen because he's lost to him 4 of the last 5 years in the playoffs, and he just, whether it's been his fault or not, in a lot of cases, not. He just can't. You can't get by him. You can't beat him. The only reason I lean Lamar is, Allen in the playoffs has typically played pretty well. They just haven't been able to get over the hump. Where Lamar, and he's been better in recent postseasons, but a lot of those playoff games, you look at him and go, man, like, those are rough performances by a guy who is a future Hall of Famer. Like, those are just bad showings. I think, at this point with Allen, if he wins the Super Bowl, it's the capstone on what is a phenomenal career. And the same's true for Lamar. But I think that with Lamar, it would shut so many people up permanently. Like, look, I did it. I beat especially if he goes through Mahomes, right? Like, I beat the guy. I won the Super Bowl. You can never take it away from me. Like, there's no narrative that Allen is a choker in the playoffs. Right or wrong, there is with Lamar. And if he were to win a ring, what else can you say? There's nothing else to say. And the other thing is, too, like, you do wonder with Lamar, as great as he is, and he's become a terrific passer from the pocket and all that, so much of his game is tied into how dynamic he is with his legs and how hard it is to play them even up, because you can't play them with even numbers in the box. He's going to be 30 sooner rather than later. Like, at some point, it's going to be harder and harder and harder. Derrick Henry's not getting any younger. Like, I think the pressure's more on Lamar than any other player in the NFL this year.
Wow.
Yeah. Matt Verram. Thank you, Matt. We really appreciate your time. Interesting stuff, and we hope to talk to you again soon, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Anytime.
Yeah, and we'll break down what Matt had to say about the 49ers. Is that right? Also look at probably the worst team in pro sports when we come back. Sacktown Sports.
The Drive Guys.
From the 925, Braun has not lived up to his end of the bargain. Fake bubble ring is a joke.
Is that Daryl Morey's burner?
Would you want LeBron to join Sabonis to finish his career where he started?
Kings fans, would they want LeBron right now? Right now.
You can listen to The Drive Guys Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube and the Sacktown Sports app.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products in next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the Luxe Staples Insider Swear By, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/styleupgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/styleupgrade.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Oh, Downy in the rinse straight.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, but one thing's for sure. You need a PC you can rely on. Whether it's for school, gaming, or whatever your next chapter holds, Lenovo.com has the tech to help you succeed. Shop PCs right now at Lenovo.com during their back-to-school sale, where students can save more when they sign up for a Lenovo education account. Free shipping, easy returns, flexible financing. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, Setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Always more Kings talk to discuss.
And we've got you covered. It's the Drive Guys.
Jerry Reynolds just after the top of the hour. You want more Kings talk? Nobody talks Kings like Jerry Reynolds talks Kings. Nobody knows as much about the Kings as Jerry Reynolds does. So we have that coming up. We just talked to Matt Verram. I got to tell you, Jay, I'm in a way relieved that Kyle wasn't here for that. Drapes will be back with us tomorrow. We're going to be out at Rancho Murrieta tomorrow for the Gold Rush Classic, and Drapes will be out there with us. Glad he wasn't here to hear Matt Verram say, yeah, that team could be they could be a 7-win team. They could be, they could go deep in the playoffs. It kind of rattled me a little bit.
Let's keep that between us.
Is he right? Do you agree with him?
A little bit.
He says they had a lot of swinging doors moments.
No doubt.
Like,
I think you can say that for probably a third of the NFL, though.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But Christian McCaffrey has to be, he says, about at least 75% of what he was in 2023.
I agree with that.
We know the defense with all the just drafted players have to have a huge impact on that. That's hardly a given. So there's a lot of variance here in what the 49ers are likely to do this year. And I'm not entirely comfortable with that, Jay.
I know it's not, throughout the annals of history, it hasn't always been that way for the 49ers. More times than not, it's the opposite. You kind of go into the season thinking like, hey, look, we'll be a contender or at least close to one.
Right.
You asked the question about, the team contending. I mean, I backdoored that with the Shanahan question because I truly believe the answer of Shanahan is the answer to some of those swinging door questions.
Mm-hmm.
If Christian McCaffrey is going to be anything close to what he was, a few years ago, I truly think that Christian McCaffrey is going to have to take less reps, less snaps, less rushing attempts. And here, that means Isaac Guerendo's got to get a little more playing time. I think Christian McCaffrey has shown throughout his a propensity throughout his career to have nagging injuries, be banged up here and there, miss 3 to 4, 5, 6 games a season, and then bring it all back together and more times than not. I'm not sure we can count on Christian McCaffrey to continue that type of process. I think you have to protect him a little bit. And Shanahan, we know, as much as he's put Debo in the backfield, he's, shown some propensity to flip the script, and as we heard, tricky Ricky P take some snaps.
Right, running the ball.
Who knows what that's going to be? But I think that is the arrogance, for lack of a better word, and Matt Verram kind of spoke about that, is sometimes I think Shanahan gets in his own way in certain ways, and
he's got a little scheme arrogance.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying to Christian McCaffrey, and I'm using as an example. Guerendo needs to play a little bit more. He needs to get a few more snaps. That's what you have him here for. A second-year player, let him run.
Yeah, you've got the fact that every NFL team is unsure about injuries. There's always that. That's the swinging door for every team every year.
Right.
49ers have had, seems like, more than their fair share of those, and they already have had some in the preseason, but let's wait and see on that. They are dealing with, of course, Ayuk. The wide receiver situation, I think we could say that's kind of a swinging doors potentially moment for him. How good are the wideouts going to be? When's Ayuk going to be back? Is Juwan Jennings going to be healthy? Is he going to be happy? Then you have, as you said, Christian McCaffrey. We know about that. I mean, there's a lot of potential upside there, but it's hardly a given that he's going to be anywhere near as healthy as he was in 23. You've also got the young defender. So there's 3 significant units on this team that, let's be honest, it's reasonable to have some concern and doubt about going into this
Did
year.
you mention special teams, or did that
I
fly
didn't
over
even
my
get
head?
to
Okay,
special
I'm just
teams.
making sure.
Yeah.
Special teams is definitely a
That's
question, correct?
always, yeah. Under Kyle Shanahan.
It's under subjection, right? It's always under, question. But
I think he's actually said, yeah, special teams, we just need it to be good.
Right.
But it never is.
Yeah. A lot of what people are talking about when it comes to the 49ers is the weak schedule.
Yeah.
Matt Verram spoke to that. Ray Rado spoke to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe there are as many questions as we have as many answers. I hadn't even thought about, did Matt talk about Fred, or was that Ray who talked about Fred Taylor? Excuse me, Fred Warner?
That was Ray who
was
said
Ray.
That
talked about Fred's played a lot of snaps, a lot of football, and he's concerned a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard that. But it's for good reason. Ray's just not grabbing it out the sky. Fred Warner has played a lot of football. Ever since he's been in the 49ers uniform, he's pretty much been the captain, the go-to, the middle linebacker.
Remember last year, the first few games, he was phenomenal.
Man, he was
maybe
on
as
pace.
good as he's ever been, and then he just broke down.
Yeah.
He wasn't the same.
Ankle. And a lot had to do with no Dre Greenlaw and him having to, next to him, that weak side linebacker was a question all season. I'm hoping, the question or the position next to him is in question with D Winters. It sounds like he's probably going to get the nod, but he's been banged up for most of his career.
Bert Bondi says, Coach takes a very long time to call plays as
Man,
well.
you ain't
Kills the
lying.
momentum towards the end of the game. Athletics Baseball says 9 wins max for SF.
Well, Athletics Baseball must be a Raider fan, and that's cool. No problem. Like you said, it's your story. I'm going to let you tell it.
Mm-hmm.
The second part of that, the first part of that is Bert Bondi's 100% correct. We all talk about that.
Matt Ryan talked about that after the Super Bowl.
Yes. How he talked about how difficult it is because it's so long. Like there's so many things you have to call. But I'll spin it another way. When is the last time you've seen the 49ers change pace? When is the last time you've seen them go no huddle?
Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, it's that scheme arrogance with Shanahan. They never, what gets me with the 49ers is it's crazy to say because Shanahan is awarded being a boy genius and a scheme genius when it comes to plays. Even Matt Verram talked about the different levels of his call. But damn, can we change the pace one time? Can we get out the box one time? And when Shanahan does, and I said it yesterday, a lot of times you'll see it. Shanahan for a game of just getting his bag, he's flipping all kind of plays. And like, I ain't seen that all season. And it's week 8. And in the next 2 games, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened to the stuff you were calling just last week? I don't understand it.
Well, the 49ers have a chance to be good this year. They shouldn't be as bad as they were last year. They are not the Saints. The betting public thinks the betting public says the Browns and the Saints have equal odds, and Saints currently have the longest betting odds to win the Super Bowl, but they are getting most of the action. So the odds are Browns and Saints have equal odds, plus 400 to have the fewest wins in 2025, but the Saints are drawing the bulk of the action. NFL Power Index, ESPN, their FPI projects the Saints as the worst team in the NFL for 2025. FPI ranks them 32nd out of 32 teams. And if they're thinking they're going to get Arch Manning, I don't know if you saw this, Jay.
Yeah. No, I saw this. What you mean?
His grandfather says he ain't coming out next year. He's gonna stay in Texas.
Come on, baby. Hook 'em. You don't leave. Come on now. You don't leave that type of atmosphere when you have the whole university, the whole city of Austin in your hand. When you might be able to lead this glorious university to a national championship. Why would
Archie
you leave?
would know.
Of course.
But it could be the Saints. And Arch could
That
go
would be
play for the
crazy.
team that Archie played for.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something? But I don't think Arch is really tied to that because he went to UT. A lot of people say, oh, go to Ole Miss, go to University of Tennessee, the other UT. Well, we don't even call it the other, but that poor little stepchild, University of Tennessee, trying to copy our UT. And then at the same time, it wasn't like he followed grandpa. He didn't follow uncle. So
Yeah, that's true.
he made his own decision, but it would be crazy for him to go to the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
That would be spectacular.
Yeah. So the Saints looks like they're not going to be good this year. But real quick, the worst team in pro sports right now has to be the Colorado Rockies. They were just swept by the Blue Jays. Did you see these scores, Jay?
I did.
15-1, 10-4, and 20-1. So the Jays outscored Colorado 45-6. They totaled 63 hits, the most by a team in a 3-game series since 1900. So the Saints are probably not going to be very good. But the Colorado Rockies right now are the worst team in pro sports.
You could have literally added up all the scores, cumulative scores by the Blue Jays, divided by the amount of runs that the Rockies scored, and it still would have been more each game than the Rockies put together.
Yeah, 15-1, 10-4, and 20-1. Man,
that's terrible. Man.
Yeah,
that is terrible.
Jerry Reynolds is going to join us
The
just
legend.
after the top of the hour as we roll on Sacktown Sports. Drive, guys.
The Allen Styles Show.
But it's very simple. Jonathan Kuminga is sitting there saying, y'all wasted my time for 4 years. Now I'm going to waste your time. I'm going to waste your time now. You thought that your time was more valuable than my time.
You can listen to the Allen Styles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity, introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, the accolades keep coming in for A's first baseman Nick Kurtz. Based on batting almost 400 with a slugging percentage of nearly 1,000 in July, he becomes the 10th player to be named Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same calendar month, joining the likes of Buster Posey, Mike Trout, and Aaron Judge.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge.
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
It's taste on a whole new level at Sky River Casino. With 18 elevated restaurants, bars, and lounge destinations that include SR Prime Steakhouse, 32 Brews, Dragon Boat, and The Market. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun and experience the height of hospitality. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
And we're back live during a Flex Alert. Dialed in on the thermostat. Oh, we're pre-cooling before 4 p.m., folks.
And that's the end of the third. Time to set it back to 78 from 4 to 9 p.m. Clutch move by the home team. What's the game plan from here on out?
Laundry?
Not today.
Dishwasher?
Sidelined.
What a performance by Team California. The power truly is ours.
During a Flex Alert, pre-cool, power down, and let's beat the heat together.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Yeah, we're in what the ancients used to call the dog days. And when I say the ancients, I'm talking about fandom. That was when it got really hot and people started doing crazy things. And maybe that's why this is one of the craziest days of my life, because today I talked to Frank LaRosa and I talked to Ray Rado.
Wow.
And one of them cursed me out, and it wasn't Ray Rado.
I know.
I did not see that coming, Jay.
I could understand where your hesitation as you look forward to the rest of the day. And now, somebody else coming on. You just never know what you're going to get.
Yes, our next guest, according to somebody in the chat, our next guest is like a cool glass of lemonade on a warm day.
Ooh.
All-time Kings icon, the one and only Jerry Reynolds. How are you today, Coach?
Well, I'm pretty good. I'm not going to be casting out. It may be necessary later on, but plan on.
All right. Appreciate that. Yeah. Just so we establish the ground rules. Jerry, we've been talking and talking, and everybody on the station has been talking and talking about a potential trade for Jonathan Kuminga. Just in general, do you like the idea of the Kings, if they could, acquiring Jonathan Kuminga?
Well, not for the deals particularly that maybe are available. I don't like necessarily the Malik Monk rumor. I don't think they want to do that either. But, I think we've talked a little bit. If it's a case of DeMar DeRozan for Kuminga, I would do that, but I don't think they have any interest. It's a case of I'm not sure how good Kuminga is, but this team, if you could move a guard basically and get a bigger wing, I think it's something you probably ought to look into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are we okay, Jay? I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me check the phone on the legend. He might be in an airplane flying the jet skies now.
I think he's up at the lake.
Hearing an echo. I don't know what's going on. I didn't know if you guys had closed the door or what's going on.
Hold on 1 second, if you would, Jared, please, and then
sure.
Yeah, Jay will check and see if there's anything we can do about that as we catch up with legendary Jerry Reynolds. Just asking Jerry about Jonathan Kuminga. He likes generally the idea of bringing in Jonathan Kuminga, but not at the cost that, as far as we know, the Kings would have to spend to get him. So, and we're not going to, go down that rabbit hole all show long here, the rest of the show with Jerry Reynolds. So bear with us here, but I do want to get some thoughts from the great Jerry Reynolds on Jonathan Kuminga and where the Kings are here. Looks like this might be the Kings roster going forward. Yeah, there's a chance they do something with Kuminga, but it appears increasingly unlikely. So it looks like what we have here might pretty much be the roster. And here he is back with us now. So, Jared, just to summarize, you like the idea of bringing in Kuminga, but not necessarily at the cost that we've heard, right?
Well, in the last minute or half a minute, I think I changed my mind again. But no, I think that, I think he'd be a good get, but it's got to be at the price that you want to pay, and you got to get if it helps you get your balanced roster better, roster balance better, and then of course the cap concerned. But I think there's potential there. I'm not sure I see this sure star that maybe he and his agent feels is there. But the kid's a lively athlete, and he certainly is something that the Kings don't have enough of.
Yeah, I get that as far as he would address needs, but it'd be very interesting, Jerry. But honestly, I just don't know that he's that good, and I we'll see.
Well, that's the question. Is he good enough to play? Sure. Is he good enough to get $100 million contract or whatever he's wanting, or what you might have to do contractually to take on, that'd be a concern as well. I'd be more inclined, unless you could get exactly their idea. Just wait till you get the deal you want somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of wings out there that I'd rather have, let's put it that way, that might be available at some point.
Joined by the legendary Jerry Reynolds. This will be my one and only question about the situation, Legend, because I'm pretty sure you, just like a lot of us, are tired of talking about it. But we got to do our due diligence. If they were to acquire Kuminga, how do you push forward with Kuminga and Keegan Murray in your front court? Because we've heard, over the last few years, and DeMar DeRozan joining the team, that Keegan's opportunities have dwindled. Kuminga seems like he wants the ball as well. How would you, as a coach, implement both of those guys?
Yeah, well, I agree with you, Jay. I mean, I think that's a concern, because I think Kuminga, and there again, that really goes on to the coaching staff. But, at some point they'd have to make it clear, we're not building our team. We're not building a team around you till you've shown us a lot more than we've seen in the past. And Keegan is a guy that's more important to us. I mean, sometimes you just got to make it that clear. It's like, if you think you got to have 20 shots a game, then you might as well start pouting right now, and get it over with.
Let's figure it out now.
Pre-pouting. Yeah, start your pre-pouting. Jerry, we know that Scott Perry has said, we want guys that do this and this and are tough and accountable and defend. And there's the 6 principles of pillars, if you will, of the culture. And I don't have them in front of me, but I think we're familiar with what they are. My concern is that I'm not sure everybody on the roster, I'm not sure all the guys you're paying a lot of money to actually fit that culture. Is that potentially a concern going forward with this group?
It better be.
Yeah.
Because I agree. I mean, there's some so far have not shown that they would fit into those pillars.
Yeah.
And of course, when it comes to culture, of course, I like to simplify it. If you want good culture, it'll be there once you win games.
Yeah, it helps.
It's miraculous how well that jumps in there. Guys like one another better, and the coaches are happier, and the fans are happier, and all of a sudden the culture's good. And you notice a lot of the culture problems seem to lend in the teams with 25 wins or less.
Right.
Kind of thing.
They seem to hang around those locker room.
Did you have any culture issues when you were coaching, Jerry?
Yeah, we sure did. And, they hurt my feelings, and I hurt some of theirs. So,
that's right.
But, losing, sometimes, I mean, there's certainly every losing team has some good players, and generally speaking, you don't have enough of them. That's the problem of it. I've always said some of our weaker teams, we always had 3 or 4 really good players.
Yeah.
But 3 or 4 isn't really enough. And then you get injuries, and then all of a sudden you can't be too surprised that you're not winning. I think that's one of the things I do like about it. There's talent on this team, and there's depth on this team. It doesn't fit, but there's talent here, and now is it enough to do what we'd all like to see, be in the top 6 and all that? I don't see that. I wish I could, but I don't see that. But I mean, it's not a team without talent. It's a team without kind of everybody understanding their roles and the fits and all that. And of course, that's going to be a real challenge for Coach Christie and his staff. I have real faith. I have a lot more faith in the coaching staff than I probably do in the roster at this stage.
Wow. Legend, one of the things, and this sounds crazy of me asking you this, is we hear around here is patience. I think Scott Perry hasn't necessarily asked for patience, personally or directly, but a lot of the things that he's saying to me registers in this is not an overnight fix. We are looking to do things as we move forward. As someone who has been a character, a person of ultimate patience here in Sacramento, How much patience are you giving this new front office, BJ Armstrong, this new staff, Coach Christie, Bobby Jackson, Mike Miller? Like, what, from your point of view, how much patience are you willing to give this team moving forward?
I tell you what, I'm willing to give them, a lot more than they're likely to get. How's that?
Yeah,
you might be right.
Yeah, it's and the fan base is definitely become a little disenchanted. I mean, and we all know why. I mean, just the Beam team excitement and what we thought was going to happen, and here we are with a team that's not as good and older, and so for those paying large amounts of money for tickets and stuff, I'll never tell anybody how to fan. I'll tell you that. They got every right to feel how they feel. But I do think if you want to see a real good team here, it's going to take some patience, but it's also going to take some really good moves by the front office and, of course, good coaching. But good, because there's going to have to be, they've certainly drafted well, I think, but there really needs to be a couple of good probably trades or free agent acquisitions some way going forward to get this thing headed in a direction it's not currently headed.
Jerry, one of the things I appreciate the most about you is I can't count the number of times over the years I've had some question about basketball, something that doesn't make sense to me, and I ask you and you explain it to me. So maybe you can help me with this. Apparently the Kings are still in, even though they have Dennis Schroeder, they're still interested in Russell Westbrook. And I don't understand that with the rest of this roster. Is there something I'm missing, Jerry? Why would you get Schroeder and still want Russell Westbrook?
Well, I'm only 81 and I don't understand it. I've seen a lot, but I'm with you there. It's like, why would you do that? I love Russell for his career and all.
Sure.
But for this team at this time, you got Schroeder. You probably need Clifford if you need to get the guy on the floor some.
Yeah.
Carter.
Mm-hmm.
If you're really ever going to develop young players, you might correct me if I'm wrong here, you and Jay, is I think they got to play.
I think so.
Yes, sir.
Or I don't know, or just have them sit in the film room, I guess. I don't know. But it's like Coach Krill always told me. He said, always remember, if you want to get good at basketball, the best way to do it is play it.
Yeah.
Man, that's the simplicity of game right there, man. You sound like Scott Perry. Y'all need to take a road show.
Yeah.
I'm like Leonard Skinner. I'm a simple man.
Yeah. In all fairness, I remember you saying before they signed Schroeder that you were open to bringing in Russ. So it's not a Russ thing. It's just a Russ thing on this current roster for you, right?
Yeah. The reason I at that time, because I saw Russ as a 1-year bridge at the and because you needed somebody there and you didn't want to hold up development completely. And now Schroeder's a little longer term, but he's younger and probably better at this point. So, but I don't see any reason that, this is my opinion, why you'd want both of them. I mean, Russ, because Russ has got to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, he's not, you don't bring in a first ballot Hall of Famer to not play him at all. And I mean, certainly I thought he was good in Denver. I mean, he's a 20, 25 minute guy, and that's probably what he'd be looking at again. And that's when you look at the minutes that you need, certainly for Schroeder. I mean, just at some point, there's only 240 minutes, and it just doesn't work. I mean, I don't know somebody that's majored in math and he sat down and just figured that out, but it's not going to work out.
I don't think so either.
No, I think you're spot on. Joined by the legendary Jerry Reynolds. Legend, I think one of the major questions I have is, who's the first big off the bench? Who do you see? And there probably will add one more piece. We know Trey Lyles is part of this team here the last few years. Don't know what his situation is, but just looking at the current roster, it scares me. Who's the first big off the bench for you?
Yeah, you need to be a little scared. Yeah, you do. Because I'm not sure the team in the other dressing room is going to be particularly in fear. But I would like to see Isaac Jones, get a significant role. I really think I just would be amazed if he wouldn't be productive playing some 5 as well as some 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could do it. I mean, he's going to compete. He's going to run hard every play. He's physically not afraid of anything. I think I said some other time ago, I mean, he really reminds me a little bit of a guy who played at Denver a few years ago that called him the Manimal.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's got a lot of that in him. I think he's bigger and he probably shoots a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they may have something there. I mean, I think they may have another version, and just credit to Monty McNair and his staff for finding him. But I think they might have another Keon Ellis kind of situation. They got a guy that is good enough to play in this league, and they got as a free undrafted player, but. He was their best player in summer league, and he was better than just about every big in summer league.
Yeah, the great Jerry Reynolds, nice enough to join us, of course. What do you think, Coach, of De'Aaron Fox's extension with the Spurs?
Well, we won't have to have any charity functions for him, will we?
No.
I would think.
No,
and he could probably afford several more kids if he wants them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is one of those things. Where Foxy, I mean, he's proven one of the elite point guards in the league, and it's kind of the going rate anymore. It does seem, I guess, I'm point where $50 million really does a year seems like a lot of money. I don't know, it just does,
man.
And to play basketball,
mm-hmm.
but that's how it is, and certainly. But I do think a lot of pressure on him and Wemby. And the new coach, I mean, at some point, they're supposed to be good. And this is the year they're supposed to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the second round pick. I still think, I'm going to say this one more time because I am convinced that at some point that Milwaukee Bucks, if Giannis wants to be traded, I could see him being in San Antonio and Fox being part of the deal.
Ooh. Yeah, look at you speaking into existence, legend. I like where you're going. I will. I actually have 2 kind of throwback questions for you today. So
good.
I'll kick off my first one as we're inching up on time. We had a conversation yesterday, me and Mr. Gleason, Dub G, about the first 3-and-D guy in the league, the first initial 3-and-D guy. Who did we consider that first person? And Whitey looked it up, and it seemed like the phrase was coined for a Danny Green, which, no disrespect to Danny Green, legend. That was what, 2013, Whitey? Is that when we came around?
Right around there.
Right around that time. Yeah. He doesn't personify a 3-and-D guy to me. So with that being said, in history, who would be your prototypical kind of 3-and-D guy? Like if you were to point to a person and say, that's what I'm looking for, who is that?
Probably Alvin Robertson. Long time Spur. A guy could really cover, and he could score. He'd make a few turnovers for you too, which would help you. But the guy really could guard. I mean, he was like Tony Allen, only better offensively. And Tony, of course, was another great 3-and-D guy. I mean, I know.
Looks like we lost Mr. Jerry.
A notch above Marcus in his prime, even.
Mm-hmm.
So those 2 come to mind, and quite honestly, about the second or third year of Jordan's career, I mean, he was by far the best defender in the league individually.
Wow! By the way, Jerry, Alvin Robertson in February 1986. He had 20 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, and 10 steals for that rare quadruple double. Alvin Robertson, one of the guys that pulled that off.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been against us. Man, he killed us. I tell you what, that guy. I mean, he was a terror. He really was. I always remember, Reggie Theos. He'd have him crabbing the ball from the other free throw line.
Yeah.
You go. Okay, my turn.
You had another one.
Yeah,
right?
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were jumping in there.
No, sorry.
No, absolutely.
I want to hear your next one.
Legend. We're talking about 50 million. It's funny you brought up the money. WG, you brought that up, because I always ask the ilk of Jerry Reynolds, you've got to see many different eras of the NBA. And we were kind of talking about, players nowadays and society and the way we operate and how much money players make. Not to be in people's bag, or you don't have to give me, the value. But do you remember the first time you saw a check that blew you away and you were like, man, that person is getting what? Is there a moment that pops into your mind? Maybe it was your own check. Maybe you looked at your own check and said, man, I'm getting what to do what to play basketball or coach, or, is there something that brings you back to that?
Well, actually, Jay, I did have that moment when I first saw my first check, but it was like, holy cow, am I the lowest paid in the whole league? And I was. So there's different ways to look at those checks, and I know every fan out there that's listening understands exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're saying, holy cow.
I wasn't expecting the reverse.
Yeah, it's like, I know I'm not a good negotiator, but damn.
There's the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really outsmarted myself. And, but I will say, of course, this goes all the way back to my first year in the league. And I mean, seeing Reggie Theus showed me one of his checks, and it was, I can't remember what it was, but it was, he was making $800,000 a year. But, I mean, $800,000 to me at that time might as well have been $50 million.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, how can you spend all that money? Because I remember asking Reggie, so I don't have any problem doing that.
That's the least bit of my worries.
Yeah, like most of us, the more we have, the more we spend, that sort of thing. But yeah, so it's all relative, I mean, at some point, clearly players today are paid, they get their money based on revenues, and they get half the revenues, which seems fair to me. And certainly owners are benefiting because franchise values. And in those days, the franchises weren't worth much, and they weren't a lot of revenues.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of why guys like, Oscar Robertson and Russell and West and those guys made $100,000 a year. And, at that time, that was a very good living.
Yeah. Wow. The times they have changed.
100K.
Yeah. 100K for guys like I always think, what would Wilt Chamberlain be worth in today's game with his same level of dominance? Mm-hmm. Well, he could only get the max.
Yeah,
but he'd be well underpaid. He'd be one of the few guys who got the bag, and the bag wouldn't be near big enough and fair enough.
Yeah, I think he'd be a supermax guy, Jared. What do you think, Wilt Chamberlain? Supermax?
I think he'd be a supermax, and well, like I say, then you'd be comparing him to other guys with the supermax. You think, well, there's a whole lot of difference between them and them.
Right. Yeah.
Wilt in his prime and Joel Embiid, you can't go there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on with this as always. I know you're having a good time here in the summer and relaxing. So thanks for shedding some more wisdom down on us, Jerry. We appreciate it.
Well, one last thing.
Yes.
I heard you guys talking about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And just for your information, he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer at Eastern Illinois, that is.
Yeah.
And of course, he is the second best quarterback from Eastern Illinois.
Is that Tony Romo? Okay, I'm like, somebody around there.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to help you out there, guys.
I appreciate it.
Give him his due.
Yeah.
But he'd be first ballot Hall of Famer in Eastern Illinois, whatever else you think about it.
Jersey retired and all.
Yeah.
The jersey retired, hanging right up there, and as it ought to be.
Yes. Thank you, Jerry. We appreciate it very much. Yeah.
Enjoy it. Take care, guys.
You too. The one and only Jerry Reynolds. We're back with a look at the NBA's most overpaid players. Is there a king player on that list? We'll find out next with Jay and Whitey on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and this evening expect it to be a warmer evening with temperatures eventually dropping off into the mid-60s as we head into Friday morning. So it'll be a warmer start, and it's going to be a warmer day with temperatures up around 100 degrees. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Man, look at that return of the old king, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The Vegas? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Summer's flying by, and that back-to-school checklist, it's growing fast. New backpack? Check. School supplies? Check. Dentist appointment? Let's fix that. Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics is making it easy to cross dental checkups off your summer list fast, with priority scheduling for new patients and kid-friendly care that makes them smile. It's one less thing to worry about before fall. Call now or book online at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, because healthy smiles should be the easiest thing to check off your summer list.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Juice box. I'm a mom.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check. Oh, hot sauce. Take it.
Really? I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins, a balloon, sweet one sack. I've got cupcakes in the car.
Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 per month on Experience Beyond. Finance agreement $829.99 and qualifying order. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In store, online, and on the app. In 23 while supplies last.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
I apologize. I was just actually texting someone who works here, Scott Navarro. I was texting him a baseball trivia question, and we go back and forth. You want to hear the question I asked him, Jay?
Sure,
This is a tough one.
Okay.
This is a tough one. Can you name the 4 players who have homered as teenagers and in their 40s? One of them, I know you.
Griffey.
Griffey is. No. He's not one of them.
All right.
One of them, you're very fond of it. I can't remember why. If you went to the same camp he went to or something.
J-Row. Not playing. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let me think of a few of them here.
It's pretty
teenagers tough. And
They homered as teenager and also in their 40s.
About Vladimir Guerrero.
Nope, good guess, but it's one is way back. It's Ty Cobb.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed him, so let's kick that out.
Are
the other three current or at least like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s?
No, well, the second one's Rusty Staub.
Rusty Staub.
And the other two, you might guess.
Okay.
You know, we probably don't have enough time for it.
Let me think about it real fast.
And one of them, like say, I know that you have, for some reason, you're really fond of this one guy.
Teenager and
teenager and in their 40s.
Dave Winfield.
Not Dave Winfield. More current.
Yeah. I'm
I think these guys both did it. They must have done it in certainly in this century.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the second part of it, obviously.
Andrew Jones didn't play long enough. Huh?
No, bigger, both bigger than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of guys who played in their 40s. Jason Giambi didn't play as no teenager, though.
I'll tell you, it's A-Rod and your guy, Gary Sheffield.
Ah.
And I can't remember, why is it you like Gary Sheffield?
I like Chef because I went to a camp. I didn't compete with him, but Sheffield had, at the time, the fastest registered swing ever at this camp.
Mm-hmm.
And he was 17 or whatever, 16, 17. It was calculated like 115 miles per hour. So that is amazing.
Yeah.
Dang, I forgot about A-Rod.
Mm-hmm.
A-Rod, man.
Yeah.
Dang, I forgot A-Rod did come up as a teenager.
And neither one of those two, A-Rod and Sheffield, are not Hall of Famers.
Yeah, they're not.
Yet. At least not yet, but
They should.
I don't know.
They should.
I don't know. Oh, we talked to Jerry Reynolds about a lot of things. You brought up some unhappy memories with your question about his paychecks.
Yeah, learn my lesson. You just never know where Jerry Reynolds is going, where his mind is calculating, and where where it's going to guide him to. I wasn't thinking that.
I know.
Because when it's no big deal, but when you think of, NBA and you think of NBA money, even like Jerry talked about with Bill Russell's and guys making $100,000 a year at that time, that was huge money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, the first thing you expect is, oh yeah, I remember cutting that check, or you're not cutting it, but seeing that check cut, and I was the general manager. And you notice, Whitey, when you are a coach or a general manager, assistant general manager, or you held a high position in an NBA organization in the 80s, 70s, you were a coach, you might have wore 4 or 5 different hats.
Oh, yeah.
You might have been an assistant GM, a marketing, a sales accountant. You could have been all kinds of stuff.
You had to be your own assistant.
Absolutely right. Right. Logistics person, HR, you do it all. So I was like, man, I wonder if Jerry seen the check and blew his hair back. He's like, yeah, the opposite way, though. Man.
Sounds like Reggie Theus had some pretty substantial paychecks.
Hey, no doubt. $800K, baby, in the early 80s, mid 80s.
A lot of the reviews, if there is a review for a contract, a lot of the opinions, I should say, on basketball writers and observers on De'Aaron Fox's contract have not been very favorable. For example, here's one from Ricky O'Donnell, and he put together, this is SB Nation, the NBA's 13 most overpaid players. And he says, Fox is a very good player, but there's a big gap between what he's accomplished and the other players in his salary range. This guy says, I'd rank Fox somewhere in the 30s of the best players in the league. And he's going to be, at least, these things change so quickly, the 17th highest paid player in the NBA, projected when his deal kicks in. One of the things about Fox's deal that I think people are overlooking is right now you look at the other contracts on their roster, and they got guys on rookie deals. So they've got money to spend. And this was almost certainly something that was maybe not formally, but was agreed to before he even came there. Don't you think, Jay?
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah. That was part of, I'll go there. You're going to extend me, right? Oh, yeah. Wink, wink, yeah. And then they take care of it. So they could afford it. And I know some people have suggested, well, down the road, that could be an issue for them. Maybe, but I do think they can spin off it too. As Jerry says, hey, if Giannis becomes available, maybe De'Aaron Fox ends up getting moved down the road. Not because they don't want to keep him, they don't want it to work out, but they know that they have, some pretty good guards, younger guards, and maybe if those guys develop as quickly and as well as they could, Dylan Harper and Steph Castle, maybe he'll be expendable.
Yeah, I looked at the De'Aaron Fox contract in 2 or 3 different ways, and one of them is just what you said. It was kind of a handshake, nod, wink, wink.
Yeah.
That the move of him coming to the Spurs and choosing the Spurs was, null and void down the road. We were going to sign you to a deal. Now, whatever we could, contractually agreed upon, that's what it was, but you were going to get paid. I thought that was part of it. Second part of it, too, is just what you said. They have a bunch of rookies. They have a bunch of young guys that they have small contracts compared to, other stars in the NBA. And that's because they've gotten lucky with the Wembanyama pick. They got the Castle. And no doubt, they definitely got lucky this year with the Dylan Harper. So that was unexpected to get Dylan Harper in that position.
Yeah.
And then for me, the last part of it is just kind of what I've kind of been preaching here for the Sacramento Kings with Keegan Murray, is even if you fall on the side of, you know what, I don't really want to pay Keegan $25 million. You want the pay slot. You want that slot because it goes a long way in the cap space and the cap conundrum of things. And so for me, the Spurs, it makes perfect sense. Truly makes perfect sense. I already believe, and this sounds crazy, I think Stephen Castle is going to be a better player than De'Aaron. If I'm the Spurs, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the ages. I'm saying, hey, you know what? Stephen Castle is my future. De'Aaron maybe, but if Dylan Harper turns out to be anything that we think he is, De'Aaron's not my future because he doesn't fit the timeline after Dylan Harper reset that a little bit for me.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people around here that are just down on De'Aaron Fox, and I don't feel that way, but there's no question he's going to be heavily scrutinized around the league and in San Antonio, especially if that team, if for whatever reason it doesn't come together for him, and if they're still kind of meh, then a lot of the blame is going to fall on De'Aaron Fox. Like he's got this huge extension. You brought him in here. Why isn't he helping the team win? They should be pretty good. I don't know how good, but if they're just kind of like, maybe just a little better than last year, I think he's rightly or wrongly going to take a lot of the blame for that.
Well, that's what comes when you cash the heavy bag.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about it. The pressure,
yes, sir.
All eyes on you. You are now front seat. You no longer a back seat. You no longer passenger. You drive an automobile. I truly believe De'Aaron figured out he's not the driver. He wants to be the passenger to a championship. And on some nights, go ahead, man. I know you need a little nap. I'll take over. But when you starting to cash checks that look like his, whatever he's getting ready to cash, $50+ million a year, you may not be you may not want to be the driver, but you're gonna have to be the driver in certain instances. So I truly think De'Aaron asked for this. He got what many people believe he deserved. And you know what? Who am I to sit up here and count somebody's pockets? Good for him, man. He got paid. It's generational money, life-changing money, and he'll be able, if all goes well and he's done pretty much everything that we know off the court, man, he will be able to take care of his lineage for a long time. So salute to De'Aaron.
Yes, he agreed with the Spurs on a 4-year deal worth $229 million, an extension. Year one salary, $51 million. Average per season, $57.25.
Ooh, that looked good. I know that check looked sweet.
But it does, not that he cares, put him on this list of the NBA's most overpaid players. Is there a king on this roster? There is. Who is it and where is he?
Zach LaVine, we know. Come in. There's nothing even to it, Whitey. I'm just going to cut you off. We know everybody's going to say Zach LaVine.
Where does he end up on the list?
The NBA
as well?
hates us, man. They can't. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. We know it's Zach LaVine.
Yeah. We'll see if it is or not.
Okay.
I will find out where he places on the list next on Sacktown Sports.
The Allen Styles Show.
But it's very simple. Jonathan Kuminga is sitting there saying, y'all wasted my time for 4 years. Now I'm going to waste your time. I'm going to waste your time now. You thought that your time was more valuable than my time.
You can listen to the Allen Styles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPfest.com.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino. With over 80 table games, the hottest slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sacramento River Cats baseball is where future San Francisco Giants are grown. Join us on Friday, August 22nd at Sutter Health Park for a special night celebrating the next generation of Giant stars. The first 2,500 fans through the gates score a free Giants Grown Here t-shirt, only available at this game. Don't miss your chance to rep Sacramento pride and see the Giant stars of tomorrow. Pick up your Giants Grown Here t-shirt on Friday, August 22nd. Get your tickets today at rivercats.com.
And we're back live during a Flex Alert. Dialed in on the thermostat. Oh, we're pre-cooling before 4 p.m., folks.
And that's the end of the third. Time to set it back to 78 from 4 to 9 p.m. Clutch move by the home team. What's the game plan from here on out?
Laundry?
Not today.
Dishwasher?
Sidelined.
What a performance by Team California. The power truly is ours.
During a Flex Alert, pre-cool, power down, and let's beat the heat together.
Going down with the team lately. Having fun with the team lately. Chasing huns with the team lately.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
The NFL preseason started tonight, and one team played the guy they hope will be their starting quarterback, and he got hurt. But you had to play him because he's in a quarterback battle. Anthony Richardson.
Man, I was hoping you didn't say that.
Yeah, he sustained a finger injury in the first quarter of the preseason opener against the Ravens. Will not return. TV replays, he got sacked. Linebacker was unblocked. Richardson turned his head, looked to deliver the ball to a receiver on his left. Did not appear that he ever saw the linebacker. Went to the sideline, was examined by trainers after getting sacked. TV replays seemed to show Richardson's right pinky finger pointing at an awkward angle before he got up and jogged off the field. So I know we talked about that at the kickoff of the show today. How do you play guys in the preseason? And this is the risk, but he's actually trying to beat out Daniel Jones, so he kind of had to play.
I missed that, Whitey. Is that the throwing hand or offhand?
The right hand.
Right hand, okay.
Yeah.
Throwing hand.
Did not appear you ever saw. Yeah. He attempted to grip and throw a ball a few times. Team quickly ruled him out of the game.
Hopefully it's, precautionary reasons and nothing is severe and
yeah.
Good.
Hopefully nothing's broken or
going to cause him to miss some weeks.
Yeah. So halftime, the Ravens are leading the Colts 21-9 for what that's worth. But how about this? 1:52 left, second quarter. Eagles 10, Bengals 14, Jay. Look out. It's the Super Bowl curse.
I'll take it. I'll accept it.
What is wrong with the Eagles?
Start. What quarter is that, second?
151 left, second quarter.
It's over.
They have first and goal at the 9.
Well,
but
here comes a fumble. Here comes a TO, a turnover.
Mm-hmm. But the Bengals are dominating the Eagles.
Yes, they are. It's
14 to 10. That'd be nice if the Bengals win. We'd have something to throw in Draper's face tomorrow when he's back with us.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do a good job of doing that. You better believe it. Every loss that the Eagles
sustain.
Yes. I'm all for it this year. Please. I would love, and I know the team's good, but I would really love a hangover, not, and I don't want to say injury prone team because that means someone is getting hurt. And I don't want that, but just everybody just got a lull, just a tremendous hangover from the Super Bowl. Go, 6-11.
Yeah.
Just for 7-10 and miss the playoffs.
Yes.
I would love it.
I got to say, Drapes is playing it well. He's already laid the groundwork for dismissing any 49er win this year by saying, easy schedule.
Yeah.
He's already laid that.
Yeah, he's
out
been
for us.
He's been mentioning that for the last 3 weeks.
Yes, because he knows.
Oh, I'm off the Richter scale.
They're going to go on a run. Yeah. So you seem to think that Zach LaVine is on this list from SB Nation of the most overpaid players?
Just taking a highly educated guess here.
Let's find out. As I mentioned, De'Aaron Fox is on the list. 2 injured to return value. They have Joel Embiid, 4 years, $243 million, and Paul George, his teammate. Hard to argue with that. Very unfortunate. The Sixers taking some gambles on some veterans, especially Embiid. And Joel Embiid at his best, obviously MVP level, but I don't know if he can still play, Jay. I sure hope he can.
We're going to find out very quickly.
He's causing problems already.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out very quickly about Joel, though.
Uh-huh.
He's a big fella, and we know big fellas,
right?
When those extremities, those lower extremities start to break down,
it's
really no bouncing back from
them. When they start to say, hey, Chief, we're done here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Veterans who cannot live up to their paycheck. We have Jeremy Grant, 3 years, $102.6 million. DeJounte Murray, Pelicans, 3 years, $96.7 million. Zach LaVine's on the list, 2 years, $96.4 million. By today's standards, still a pretty big contract.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah. What they write about Zach LaVine here in this Bleacher Report list is Zach LaVine quietly awesome last year, leading the NBA in three-point percentage among qualified shooters. He remains a talented rim finisher, one of the best in the league at combining high-volume scoring with efficiency. So why did no one want LaVine when the Bulls tried to give him away for free? Poor defender, never been a high IQ decision maker, this says, and his injury history is scary. He was healthy last year. Would be fun to see what he could do in a good team playing off a real A1 star, but his contract pays him like he is an A1 star, and he's never been able to carry his team to winning. LaVine's something of a sympathetic figure after spending his whole career on 3 hopeless franchises. The Kings are betting on him finding it and becoming that player that it always looked like he could become. And we'll see. The thing that concerns me is the poor defender because the Kings just have too many guys like that right now.
Yeah, I'm a Zach LaVine fan. But I truly, I'm looking at it honestly. It's cut and dry as I possibly can. He does a lot of things great.
He shot 44.6 last year from the 3-point line.
Yeah, I mean he's a scorer. He's a bucket. No doubt he's had some injury situations. No doubt he has definitely played on terrible teams and been considered a star, empty calorie type guy. I don't understand, and I know their perception is reality throughout the league, Whitey, but I've always tried, and even prior to coming here, I've tried to understand why Zach gets such a difficult time about who he is and his reputation in the league. And when I say that, not behind closed doors or, off the court, like not that style. I'm talking about his play. Like, why do people dislike Zach LaVine's game?
Well, just look at what Scott Perry said on his podcast. Don't forget about my podcast.
Mhm.
Remember? He said, yeah, puts up numbers, but I don't know that he helps you score. Maybe that's not right, but that's the perception. Yeah, this says Zach LaVine is paid like a superstar that he never quite became. He's paid to be a player that he hasn't quite become, and the Kings are betting he can become that, you know?
He's definitely paid like a number 2. I don't think he's paid like a number 1. But at the time,
he has been.
Yeah, maybe when he first got the contract, and maybe that. Who gave him that deal?
Chicago.
Was Chi-Town to double down on that? Yeah, because we tried 4 for $78. Vladdy signed him to the 4 for $78.
The offer sheet.
He re-upped. Then Chicago re-upped him. I truly like Zach LaVine. I'm a fan of Zach LaVine, and I really like the way he plays. I always felt that he's never played with anyone better than him.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like he's never played with anyone that is just a bona fide, I'm going to go get it type star. He's kind of like, and I love DeMar too, but they're equal. They're very equal. I would love to see, and I think the writer says that in there, I would have loved to have seen, and hopefully it still happens, Zach play with someone where he is, no question, without doubt, the number 2 option. And you have to operate as the number 2 option. I truly think Zach has been asked to do, be the 1, be the 2, be the 3, pass the rock, like so many different things. And that's what superstars are asked for. But I never felt like he's ever played with someone that is unquestionably better than him. Or at least viewed as that.
Yeah, I understand that. To me, when he's been at his best, and I'm even going back to when he was on the Bulls, I don't remember him that much with Minnesota.
Yeah.
I know he was on there, but I don't have a lot of memories of him playing there. But to me, he's at his best when it's like, all right, I'm taking over here for stretches. And I've seen him do. He did that last year against the Kings when he was still with the Bulls. There's stretches when he's like, all right, I'm going to match you bucket for bucket.
Yeah. I would like him to see, play him as a Robin role. I would like to see that.
Young players who can't live up to their extensions also on this list from Bleacher
already?
Report.
Goodness.
Jalen Green, 3 years, $105.3 million. Patrick Williams, 4 years, $72 million.
Got that from the Bulls too, right?
Patrick Williams last year shot 46.4%, finishing at the rim. Yeah, we also have Jordan Poole on that list. He had a nice year last year. Emmanuel Quickly, great player, but that's a lot of money. Devin Booker, Jamal Murray.
Devin Booker's on that?
Jaylen Brown. Yes.
Jaylen Brown's on that list?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. Who wrote this?
This is from Bleacher Report,
the
well-known basketball authority, Ricky O'Donnell.
Yeah, Ricky O needs to stop it. He OD'd. Ricky O. Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, and there was someone in the middle. Who was the last person?
Jamal Murray.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
He needs to stop it.
Great player, but that's a lot of money. That gets back to what you say. Is like, don't worry about that. That's not our problem.
Yeah, stop counting my checks. Yeah,
there you go.
I want a championship, Ricky O. I think I've delivered.
Yes. We'll be coming to you tomorrow from Rancho Murrieta, huh, Jay? Rancho Murrieta.
Yes, sir. We out there.
The Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Celebrities out there. I hear Kyle Draper's going to be out there. Is that true?
Allegedly. I don't know. Let me check the Palm Pilot, see if I can get. I'm actually disappointed that Dub G is not playing. I'm gonna leave it at that.
How could I?
I mean, you know the orchestrator, the operator, the creator of the Gold Rush tournament.
I got invited, but it's like I can't. I gotta do the show. The show must go on. Jay.
Nah. We understand. It's the middle of the summer. Then you say it's the hot dog days of the summer.
Days.
Yeah, come on now. The chow of the summer.
Florence in the Machine, the dog days. Yeah.
You could have took it off.
Thanks for being with us. We're back with you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stick around. JR Sports Brief Show is coming up. Oh, golf to go. What? They're out there now?
They are out there.
Yeah. The guy that cursed me out today, Frank LaRosa. He didn't really. But, yeah, golf to go live next on Sacktown Sports.